welcome back. We are here for session 13 of the Forbidden Lands, The Hanging Stones. When last we left our heroes, they have just arrived in the fabled and infamous Vale of the Dead, following a treasure map that they acquired in the town of Amber's Peak as a reward for a quest. They are exploring a chasm with multiple layers of ladders leading down into the depths below, and there is a hideous troll stomping around in the mud at the base of the valley that they have scared into a cave by firing arrows at it, which will surely make it much more friendly to deal with. And yeah, that's where we left off. They also have encountered a ghost who believes he is still alive, and seems to be caught.
My boy Harb
seems to be caught in an infinite loop of sorts.
Everyone was gonna just leave him behind. Not me.
Yeah.
So
Whenever he alerts an enemy, be very frustrated.
quick introductions.
Be frustrated with him.
We have Vergello, the half-elf minstrel, who has a new dark secret, and it is. We have Velas Thill, the elf rogue and troublemaker extraordinaire. We have the new joiner to the party, Ralgar the Wolfkin. And guard your ears, everyone. Grunralk the Goblin.
Hello.
Who doesn't talk like that at all. There we go.
I didn't trust it. I waited.
If the microphone doesn't crackle, then he's not doing it right.
It protected you.
Right. So let's get down to it. I'm gonna swap over the map to a broad chasm extends before you. A chill wind blows through the valley. It is morning.
Isn't it morning?
Yeah. It's morning time. So you currently have light hitting the far edge of the walls of the valley. It is dark in this valley most of the day. And I left out an important detail last session. You were all making lore rolls right at the end of the session to see what you knew about trolls. And I left out possibly the most important detail. Thank you, Sirenscape. Hey, Aimee, shout out Sirenscape while I fix this. Right, so I forgot to mention possibly the most important detail about trolls when you were making your lore rolls, which is that trolls do not get along well with sunlight. It is intolerable to them. And
Do they turn to stone?
You don't know. You just know that there's a thing about trolls hating sunlight, and that they don't normally come out in the daytime. But this valley is sheltered from sunlight most of the day. We are approaching the noontime when the sun will be coming straight down into the valley for at least a brief period of time. So, right.
What's up, Sabernat? Thanks for joining.
Hey, Zabernat's here. Welcome back, friend. Welcome back for Death in Silence. I'm sorry we haven't posted our last session. I will be getting a recap up of it soon.
It's my fault.
No, it's my fault.
I think that we should be getting laurels. I definitely deserve a few.
Right. They don't get laurels. That's too nice of a thing for this game. This game is only about suffering. Nothing good ever happens. And laurels would be way too nice. Right, so, without further ado, Velas just descended down into the chasm here, but it was after I forgot to mention the troll stuff in the lore rules. So let's rewind a second and just say that you're up there. If you want to climb down, you can auto-succeed on it because you succeeded on it last time. But you dangled a rope down, I believe, because this lower ladder got smashed. I'll go ahead and make a mark to represent that on the map and take it away. The troll has retreated into the...
It's
the chasm.
Deep into it, right?
Yes.
So, like, it's no longer peeking out or anything.
No, it's out of sight.
Well, do we want to wait until the sunlight is at its peak, or?
I think you have done a fantastic job driving that troll into his cave. We should go.
I feel like I've gotten very lucky in my shots, but
No such thing as luck. Your arrows fly better than your music does.
I think that's just your opinion on how much you dislike my music. It's not much of a compliment. Grunrock.
How do we know we're not supposed to pass the big ugly thing?
Well, from up here, there's only the cave, and Josh, can we see that other entrance?
You can see that there seems to be some sort of constructed archway jutting out of the valley opposite, but you can't see into it at all.
It seems there's only two places for us to go, either where the troll is now or into that bit of ancient architecture.
I'm fine with going down if you're fine with having the troll at our backs.
I don't know that I want to wait for full light. I know what you all said about trolls, but we don't know how quickly the light is going to leave from this area. If the light is coming and the troll knows that it's coming, it seems as if now might be a good time to go.
I cocked my ear. I'm like, oh, you're up at the top of it. You came back up the ladder.
Yeah.
You haven't gone down the rope yet.
Sorry, Josh pulled me back up the rope.
One here.
Just whisper shouting up at our wolfkin.
Like, oh, I can hear.
Well, we might have to confront it once we get down to the bottom. I mean, it might come out and attack us. So if we're going down, let's go.
I mean, if you want, I can go down first and at least get a look into where we're talking about going. Make sure it's not full of orcs or anything like that.
Yes, you do see scattered bodies lying in the mud and the remains of what appears to be an orcish camp at the bottom. The fires look like they're burning on the art here, but they are not. There are old remains of charred bonfires.
Is the campsite like old too? Like,
you can't
does it
date
look like
it without
this
looking at it more
ancient?
closely, but you see old charred logs and circles of stones that look like they were bonfires at some point, but you can't easily tell how long it's been. And you do
Can I
see
see if there's any maybe moss growing on these stones?
If you get closer, yeah.
If I get closer, I'll see that, or if I get closer, I could see that.
If you get closer, there will be moss. No, if you get closer, you can examine for that type of thing.
What's the render distance on this game? Like,
Too far.
I'll go down and check it out. I'll kind of
short.
poke around the camp, see if I can see anything.
You dropped your rope deliberately concealed last time you said, and I won't make you roll to climb down since you did that last time. So you get to the bottom.
Josh, I'm gonna keep my shot readied, and I'm just gonna aim and shoot at that troll if it pokes its head around the corner again.
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of, as quietly as possible, ease forward to the bonfires.
Okay. You do so. You see a decomposing orc body lying face down in the mud, buried a couple inches deep. And it is rancid and rotting, but it's not ancient bones. It still smells bad. You reach the bonfire. And it is black and charred and accumulating some mud. If you were to guess, it seems like this camp was broken up maybe in the last couple weeks.
I'll kind of like move back towards the edge of the cliff and then just kind of like point in the direction of the body and be like,
I want to turn to Harb and say, Harb, do you know who killed those orcs?
Harb, the ghost of an adventurer with an arrow sticking out of the back of his head, who doesn't seem to know he's dead, says, I can't say. I'm just glad they're not alive to challenge us. I was worried they'd be standing between us and that treasure. Our scouts reported that there were orcs alive down here, but perhaps they were wrong.
They don't look very alive to me.
The only good orc's a dead orc.
And I'll start trying to climb down the rope.
I can't agree with
I'm
you
gonna-
more, friend.
I'm gonna move back towards the camp, and I just know from the last time I saw orcs, they were treasure hunting. So I'm gonna start kind of quietly move through their camp and see if I can find anything.
Okay.
Another disease.
Grundroll,
How do I?
all you
pick up
need
the
is a
rope?
move roll with at least one success to not take damage when you hit the bottom. You got it. You're down.
And I'll
Velas, what did you
move
say
off.
you were doing?
this way.
I'm searching the orc camp for any cool shit
Okay.
or useful shit.
Sounds good. Roll a d6 to see how lucky you are. If it is a 2 through 5, you'll find something of minor value. If it's a 1, you find nothing useful. And if it's a 6, you find something more valuable. 3? Okay. I'll roll that up for you and get back to you in a moment.
Sweet.
You find something of value, but it won't be something of great value.
Cool.
The rest of you can discuss what you want to do while I do that.
I'm just kind of hanging outside of the camp, letting her root around, but I'm keeping my eyes on where the troll was.
Yeah, I'm still just watching that point. I'll be the last to go down.
I guess I will go down as well, and I want to turn to Harb and say, "Follow me, friend."
Right behind you, friend, he salutes. Velas.
Right, so
Uh,
I need to roll this, don't I? I need to roll a move roll.
Roll a move roll, yeah.
yep, you just need at least one
Okay,
success on a
so-
move roll to get down without getting hurt.
All right, so I click move,
Mhm,
and then I move over, and I click roll.
mhm.
Yeah. Oof.
You might as well take the 1 damage for hitting the ground rather than pushing it.
And I,
Because if you push it, you're guaranteed to take at least 1 damage, maybe more. But it's up to
You
you.
don't want to break.
You can push if you want, but you'll re-roll a single die to try to get a success, and regardless of whether you succeed or fail, you'll take a damage. So it's up to you.
I feel the rope slipping through my hands because I've got fur on my hands. They're not great for climbing things. It's almost like riding down a zip line. And as I hit the ground, my bones just crack a little bit, and I go, "Oh, bones."
Routgar tumbles.
I've fallen and I
and,
can't get up.
You take 1 point of damage to your strength. Aimee, you can roll 2d6.
No.
Aimee, you can roll 2d6 to see to see how good your treasure find is. Higher is better.
9. It's pretty good.
You don't add them. It's actually first digit, second digit, so that's a 45.
Whoa!
That is... One of these orcs has a
so good,
good
though.
pair of boots. Just real solid,
Still
nice
made 'em.
boots. You estimate a pair of boots of this value would run about 9 copper normally. You could steal them and swap them, or you can pocket them and sell them. Just
I'll put
good
'em in my
quality hiking boots. Okay. Okay, just add it
Does
to your
his foot
inventory.
come off in the boot?
God, I hope not. If it does, I just stick my hand in and pull it out.
It does. It does because it makes for a better story. So yeah.
Pulling it at you because you're bringing it up.
Ah! All right.
Well,
Um,
stop throwing art feet at me!
I'm gonna start stealthing this way.
Sounds good. So if you want to
Is our-
cross the open part of the valley without the, one sec, without the
possibly
troll noticing you sneak past its cave entrance, you are going to have to roll stealth. So go ahead and roll stealth.
I will do that.
Uh-oh.
Stealthy goblin feet.
Gosh, you mentioned there were dead bodies around the valley. Where are the dead bodies concentrated at? Are they right outside the troll's cave? Or...
They are orc bodies, and they are concentrated around this camp. Aimee has just gone around and checked the ones that she can see. So there are bodies standing very close to you, where the ruins of this camp are located.
Where did we?
There's 1 or 2
land?
others across the valley in the mud, but it would be out where the troll can see.
Where did we land on pushing rolls?
You can push this.
Okay, I'm going to push this.
Yeah. It's case by case, and what it comes down to is, can you succeed? Will more successes do something beyond what you just rolled? And is there some real consequence to failing? If those two things are yes, then you can generally push. And this is definitely one of those cases. Oh my
that's a lot of damage.
god.
Whoa, my god!
The only way I can explain this is that you step in a sinkhole in the mud and twist your ankles, sink down up to your shoulders, get beat up on your way down, and make a ton of noise in the process. You hear an angry roar echo out from the cave. Everybody's gonna draw initiative.
Do I get my shot off?
You
if
can,
he pokes his head out.
if he goes before you, you'll automatically go
Okay.
as soon as he reveals. I'm gonna shuffle these up. I'm
Are
using
we-
physical cards because I still don't have the initiative tracker
Aimee,
figured out on.
did you notice that you rolled on that push 5 ones?
Yeah, that's
Like
six.
that's 3 skulls
six
and then
dice,
2.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
The skill dice were ones as well.
Yeah.
You don't
this
take
is
damage for those.
No,
But that's
this is an unbelievably
Wild.
bad roll.
That's
so
still a lot of
Something
damage,
very
like-
unlikely went wrong.
I feel like I stepped in a fucking, like, you said sinkhole, but this feels more like a fucking orc trap.
Vergello,
Just
uh,
onto my leg.
everybody note
Bear
where
trap
you.
would have been a good.
Everybody note where you are in the initiative and remember your number. Vergello, you're late. You're at 8 out of 10. Velas, you're later. You're 9 out of 10.
Good fucking god.
Ralgar, you react immediately to seeing her go down and hearing the sound it makes. You got the ace, so you are first in the initiative to react. Grunralk, you are on 6. You're before the other two, but still not great. And the troll is going to be on 2. So it's gonna be it's gonna be Ralgar, troll, and then everybody else, starting with Grunralk. Any two people who can communicate with each other in close proximity can swap their initiative cards at the start of a round. So I'm going to say that Velas is stranded enough that she's stuck with her number. Anybody else can swap cards if they want.
Wait, when's the ghost going?
Yeah. What about Harb?
Good old Harb.
He needs an initiative.
Last 10. He drew the 10.
I imagine he's in the middle of climbing down the rope anyway.
Yeah. Alright, so...
Do the architectural
even climb
ruins?
down the
Do
rope?
those look? He
climbed
figured out
down
a
the
way. He got
ladder?
down the ladders. Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
Do the ruins look big enough to admit a troll up those steps? Up that archway?
Over here.
He would,
I think is
he
what he
would be
means.
moving slower than you if it turned into a chase because he has to hunker over to run through it, but it doesn't look small enough that he can't get in. He could definitely follow you into it.
Oh, interesting. All right, well, I guess I'm first, aren't I?
Yeah.
Ah, boy. Well, I think it's time. I think it's time for you to see my true power. And I'm going to start casting a spell here. And the spell that I'm going to cast is going to be... I want to, like, reach down to one of the orc bodies and, like, rip off a piece of whatever clothing is near them if the mass will allow it. And I'm going to cast Raise Undead.
That is a ritual that takes a quarter day to perform.
Oh, I said it was an action I could do with combat. I thought the duration was a quarter day. That they only alive for a quarter day.
No. It is...
What-
You're
what-
breaking up a bit,
no.
too. That is not a spell that can be used in combat initiative.
Well, in that case, I'm going to take my step out and pull it across my body and prepare to defend.
Okay. You draw the staff, and then you still have an additional action, so you can move, or you can cast a spell if you have a spell that's not a ritual.
Nope.
Okay.
All my spells only affect humanoids.
Okay. Um.
So I'm just gonna hang out in the back here where I am
All right.
because I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna see what the rest of the team does here.
All right. Well, the troll is going to be next up in the initiative. So, the troll is going to move out into the valley.
Do I get my pot shot?
Yes, you can immediately. You know what? Let's say you immediately swap initiative with the troll, and when its turn comes, it'll take the other half of its action. So you get to take your full turn now.
Okay, yeah. Then I aim as my fast action and then shoot.
Okay. Sounds good. You shoot. That is a hit. That does the base damage of the weapon.
Just one.
Okay. The arrow sticks in the troll's arm. It appears more pissed off than it is seriously injured. And then it is on to the next in the initiative. You do have a fast action if there's anything else you want to do. If you're just going to hold and wait, then we'll go on to the next person.
My fast action was aiming, giving me a
Okay.
+1.
Then we are going to initiative 6, which is Grunralk.
All right. I always forget how moving into range works in this game. Usually I'm right there when things start. We slow action move, fast action attack.
You get 2 actions a turn, 1 fast action, 1 slow action. Most attacks and spellcasting and things like that are slow actions, and you can move between zones as a fast action, which would be something like moving up to the troll, since it's now in the valley, which is the same zone as you.
Okay,
So you could move
fast
up
action,
to it and attack it.
I'm gonna move up. Can I get? We don't have like a movement distance. Can I get far enough to be in between it and Veloz?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so I'm gonna move up, kind of position myself in between, and then make an attack with my scimitar.
Sounds good. I'm not going to get nitpicky about drawing weapons because I'm assuming when you're creeping through a valley with an angry troll nearby that you probably have your weapon drawn.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
That's how
Gotcha.
Aimee hurt herself, as she slipped and fell on her dagger.
Nah, man, I'm standing by. It was a bear trap. It was a bear trap in this quicksand. Nothing
more like a
else could do that
landmine.
kind of damage to me.
I don't even think a bear trap would do that much damage.
So
The troll
Set the
is going
dice.
to try to parry your attack with its big club. It's going to be bad at doing this, but it's going to try to anyway.
I'm doing a.
Oh,
We have
wait,
to
it
declare
can't do
whether
that
it's a
because it
slash
used
or a
its fast
stab,
action
right?
already, and it would give up the rest of its turn. So it's actually not doing that. It got caught unawares, and so it's not going to get to dodge or parry.
Okay.
Now you just have to kill it.
We have to declare what type of attack we do too,
Right.
right? Whether it's like a slash or a stab.
Right, and certain weapons allow for certain types of attacks. So since you are fighting with a scimitar, that has what properties?
Edged, pointed, hook, and parrying.
It is okay, cool. If it's edged and pointed, then you can stab or slash with it.
Okay. I'm gonna make a stab with it, like a stabbing motion, trying to
All right, sounds good. So
maybe
you do a
force it back.
Yep. So you just run at it and try to jab your scimitar into its stomach.
Wow, that's a lot of dice to not hit a single success.
That's 10 dice, no
always push.
successes. Do you want to push it? Or no?
I'm not gonna push. Since I've used all my actions, I'm going to spend a willpower to make another attack.
Okay.
It's Path of the Blade,
Sounds
level
good.
2.
All right. Cool.
So attack and roll. Okay, got one there.
There's one. Let me check. Actually, I forgot to check if he has armor. I'm not going to retroactively apply it to anything, but
Has he, from the last time, not counting any, health he would have recovered, are you accounting for the damage I dealt to him last session?
I am.
I don't know how fast he recovers, so
I was gonna address it at the end of the round.
Okay.
You'll get details on it in a minute.
Cool.
He has a thick hide. And he prevents 1 point of damage. What's the base damage of your weapon?
It's 2.
It's
You can
2
look
for
at it
scimitar.
on the
Yeah,
roll.
2.
Got it. Okay, so his thick hide is going to prevent a damage, and so he takes a damage.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I have artifact dice. I'm stupid. Okay.
6, and then 8, 9, 10. The troll is up next. It already used its fast action to move, and so all it is going to do... Oh. It's a monster. So it randomizes what action it does. It does action number 4 on its table.
Taxes. That's a weird action.
Yeah.
How much is he getting back? How much is he
How much
getting
is
back?
he
from the
getting
federal?
back?
All right.
Maybe we will kill him. Take his money.
First of
It
all,
owes $800. It rages.
First of all, it's standing in front of you, and in real time, you can see the wound from your scimitar slowly closing to its rapid regeneration. It has now gone from 2 damage down to 1 damage. And all of the damage from the arrows prior to this has been healed already. It's snapped off or yanked out the arrows, and you can't even see the holes from them anymore. And then
That's not
a
good.
4 on that table is Sweeping Strike. Using its long and knobbly arms, the troll makes a sweeping attack, which attacks all adventurers within arm's length simultaneously. Grunrock.
Pretty sure I can't
Am I
parry
within
that,
arm's
huh?
ring?
Roll for the attack using 8 base dice and weapon damage 1 blunt against all victims in range. So it is going to roll 8 dice. You can use a dodge or parry, and it will take away a fast action from your next turn. Because when you use those reactive defensive actions, it borrows an action from your next turn. So would you like to dodge or parry?
Yeah, I'll parry.
Okay. Okay. This will have no special modifiers. It doesn't count as a swipe or a stab. It's its own thing. So it's an 8 base dice attack that you can try to parry.
If a talent has a +1, I add it to skill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Any random miscellaneous modifiers always go to the skill category. The category
Thought
that
so.
can't be pushed but also doesn't have any skulls. So go ahead and roll that. You're going to reduce his successes by 2 against you. So here's his 8 base dice. He got 3 successes. You reduce
Yikes!
you reduce it down to down to 1 success, which has a base weapon damage 1 blunt force. So you are getting hit for 1 damage, and if you have armor, you can roll it to reduce the damage.
Armor. How do you roll armor?
There should be a button for it somewhere on
Oh,
your sheet.
there is a thing that says armor roll. Haha. Okay.
I can't keep the dramatic music going. It keeps stopping. Let me see.
I didn't succeed.
Nothing. Okay, but also no skulls, so the armor doesn't get damaged. Okay, so yeah, you're taking a point of damage to your strength, and that is it for the troll's turn. And then we are on to initiative 9, which is Velas.
Hello. Who- I'm looking at sneak attack. The only way to get sneak attack is it to like ambush at the beginning?
Let's see.
I don't think I can sneak at this point.
No, if I don't think you can because it's aware of you.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure there's no flanking rules in this game.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I just
I'm
know
just
that
checking the description for sneak attack real quick because it's its own thing.
it's page
When you stalk someone and catch them unawares, it's called a sneak attack. You need an opposed
Yeah.
roll for sneak, modified depending how close you are. It's aware of you, so you don't get an opportunity to sneak attack.
Right. Figured. I will, I guess, slow action, move into arm's length.
Okay.
Hobble
Fast
into
action.
fast action. Doesn't matter.
Moving is a fast action.
Um,
Running is a fast action.
I can attack.
Moving
with a
into
fast or a
arm's
slow
length of
action?
something in the same zone as you is a fast action, and it doesn't require a movement roll.
Okay. Then I will.
So you can spend
Move
your fast
into
action to just get to it, and then go from there.
I mean, I can attack once with fast and attack once with slow. So just do it like that.
The fast
but I
action
also
is
need-
moving to it, right? And then the slow action
Yeah.
is the attack. Yeah. So you're gonna get just one regular unmodified attack against it.
well, I get a +1 for Dragon Slayer.
Okay.
Because
Because it's a monster.
monster.
Right. Cool. So
'Cause
that'll
it's
go
a
to skill
monster.
dice. So attacking with the Phantom Dagger in a non-ambushy way for a change. That is
One
exactly
success.
one success. How much damage does that do? It's gonna roll its armor.
2.
2. Yep, 2 damage.
It says it in the window, you guys.
Okay.
Whenever you roll your weapon.
Yes,
sounds
I saw it as soon as I was like, Bill just said that it's there.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. It has all your
Scrolling
notes
for it.
and stuff. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Its armor prevents 1 of that damage, so you do a damage to it, bring it back up to 2 total damage. It looks. I use the Baldur's Gate video game terminology for rough estimates of hit points. I would call it in the category of barely injured right now. It has 2 damage on it.
Never mind. Never mind.
Were you thinking about using willpower for extra damage or something?
No, I cannot. I thought that I'd punched something in wrong, but I don't think I did.
Got it.
I think I got it. Sorry, sir. Please continue.
Okay. That is your turn, and then the last turn is Harb. Harb, the adventuring ghost.
What, climbing down the rope?
Harb, just jump! Just jump! Just fall!
You won't get hurt, buddy. Trust me.
He is going to rapidly climb down the rope. He succeeds, and at the bottom, he's going to draw his long sword and say, "Have at you, terrible beast! I shall slay you." And but that's his turn. He climbs down the rope and draws a sword, preparing to join the fight.
If we find his body, that's what you should use your necromancy thing on.
Then we can have Harb as a friend forever. Zombie Butler.
Well, only for a quarter day.
Just cast it again.
Yeah, just cast it every quarter day.
Casting it.
I'm gonna pretend that whole conversation never happened and that nobody knows what your class is still. And then
Yeah,
when
this
you
isn't Vergello shouting down
when you
into the
when you
crevice.
do actually cast a spell, everybody can react in character.
I will. I promise.
So that is the end of the initiative. So we're wrapping back around to the beginning with Ralgar. You've got your staff drawn.
So are they kind of standing under his cave entrance right now? Where is this fight happening?
The troll is standing right in the archway because it's as soon as it stepped out into the open, it got shot with an arrow by Vergello, and then its initiative got
Okay.
swapped, and then everybody ran up to it. So it's in the entrance.
We should have backed up.
It's in the
Can I
entrance,
look to see?
and the other
if-
two are in melee range to it. You are considered in the same zone, but not arm's reach. So if you wanted to like whack it with a staff or something, you would have to spend your fast action moving up to it, and then slow action.
Yeah. Can I look to see if there are any weaknesses in the rocks that make up the archway of his cave? Anything that could potentially cause the cave to collapse?
It looks like a natural cave entrance that has stood for a very long time.
Hmm. And what part of the valley is the sunlight hitting? You mentioned it's just hitting the edge right now.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that like the steps?
it is doing this kind of thing all the way down. It looks like as a bit more time passes, that line is going to make its way to the right and start to cover the valley. It could probably take an hour or two to make its way all the way to the opposite side of the valley. It's late morning right now
Like
because you
100 more
arrived
rounds of
here.
combat.
Yeah, just 100 rounds of combat and it'll be on you. It's starting to touch the ground in places right at the edge, but it's not covering much of the valley because it's late morning right now, and it only really starts to hit the valley right around noon when it transitions into midday. Because you
Well, it
arrived in the
started out as
valley in the morning.
I'm so sorry.
Well, in that case, I want to move as close as I can. I want to start getting as close to the entrance of the ruins here as I can.
Okay. Just to put it into perspective, because your characters would be able to know this based on how tall and strong he looks, you would estimate that this troll has somewhere between 10 and 15 strength.
Yeah, I'm
It's much bigger
getting
than
as
any
close
of
to
you.
the entrance as I can, if not running straight up those stairs.
Okay. You can move across this zone with a move action, and then with your other action, you can start to enter here if you want. But I'll describe what you see.
Ooh, sure.
So, one moment. Let me save the page I'm on so I can go to a different one. All right. This location. In stark contrast to the misery without, a beautiful temple portal opens up before you into the mountainside. Portal in the open archway sense, not portal in the magical portal sense. Marble steps rise along an artfully decorated stairwell towards a hall looming somewhere up the end of the stairs. I will not finish the description because it is dark and requires a torch to see more.
Ooh.
You would be
Another
running
thing I
into a
don't
pitch
have.
black hallway if you go in. There appears to be no light source beyond, but there's no doorway. It's just an open, finely carved marble archway and
Be
marble
mindful
stairs.
of the bear traps.
All right, I'm gonna stand at the bottom of the stairs, and I'm just gonna turn around and yell to everyone: "We cannot win this fight. We must run."
We must run. We must run. We must win this fight. Win this fight. Your voice echoes back out at you to an extent that you do not expect. There is some strange auditory phenomenon going on beyond these stairs, and it causes your voice to be amplified and to echo back out at you.
Ooh.
Uh,
My ears just kind of like go down a little bit on themselves.
any other actions to squeeze in, or are you just going to wait it out and see what everybody else does?
Nope.
All right.
That's me.
Then we are done with you, and we are on to
Ooh,
initiative
you.
2, which is Vergello.
Josh, I don't think we did it because I just forgot, but I need to take a penalty for my shot
For what reason?
because of the distance.
Distance should apply, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I think it was it was either a -1 or -2. I'm looking at it now.
I can tell you.
Shooting range short is -1. Is it short range?
Are
Or
you
is it
up on
long
the
range?
ledge? It's long range if you're up on the ledge. It's short range if you're
Okay.
down in the valley shooting at him.
That's what I thought. Okay, so yeah, -2, which basically just negates my
Okay.
skill, I believe.
Sounds good.
No.
I'm
it
not
gives
sure.
me just a straight up -1.
I'm not sure if there's any modifiers for your allies being in melee with this thing, but it's much bigger than them, so I'm not going to worry about it right now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
I'm just
I
going to
don't
rule for the sake of
think,
expediency
but-
that there's not, but look it up between sessions. Given that it's like twice as tall as your friends and has a ton of strength, I'm not gonna worry about it. You probably have enough of it to aim for.
Okay. Oh my god! I guess I'm not pushing that roll.
That is an unpushable roll. It's literally unpushable. It would break you to push it. Wow. Wow. Okay. You have a fast action if you want to.
At fast action, I had to ready my shot.
Okay. Then we are on to initiative 6. We go.
Oh, I need to roll.
Our initiative goes 1, 2, 6 because there's no 3, 4, 5. All right. So initiative 6 is.
Isn't that how you always count? 1, 2, 6.
Basically, Grenralk.
Dat me. I am gonna high five tag trade with Velas.
Returning initiatives.
Yeah.
Can I? It's swung and I stabbed. Is there? I know that this picture is.
Wait. You can't swap in the middle of a round. You have to swap at the start of a round.
We have to swap at the start.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
In that case, what I will do.
I'll call out the start of the round before next time. It's right before Ralgar goes each time.
That's on me. I
thought we
guess
waited. That's on us. We were
I,
like messaging each other, like, yeah, we'll do this. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, Josh, it's their fault.
Well,
it is our fault.
We
I
take
will-
responsibility.
okay, fine.
I will attack a Rooney.
Attack
Attack
arena.
arena.
All right, so that's your slow action for the round. Go ahead and swing a scimitar.
To add an artifact die, we just click the D8 artifact, correct?
I believe so.
Cool, because I've been doing that wrong. I have artifact dice that I haven't been using.
From a talent.
Yeah, from Sword Fighter.
That's pretty dope. Yep.
So I get +1 skill, get an artifact dice. Attackaroo,
Nice.
3 success.
That is a triple hit. It is
6 damage.
I didn't say this before you rolled, but it is going to try to parry. With
Oh, okay, I'm
its,
sorry.
It's okay. No, it's my fault that I didn't. But it has no reason not to, so I'm going to go
I
ahead
need
and
to
do
go
it.
back to Magic the Gathering and say, I'm going to attack. Response?
It was my fault for not calling it out, but it has no reason not to try, so it's going to try.
Yeah.
I call counterspell to its sweeping strike.
Oh, you know what? It can't, so it doesn't matter. You got 3 hits. The first hit makes it a hit, and then the extra 2 add 2 damage to whatever the base damage is. So it's base damage plus 2 to the troll.
So 4 total.
It's
Okay,
4.
so I'm going to spend 3 willpower to increase the damage by 1 for each willpower I spend.
Wow.
Before you roll on.
Seven
Grunralk.
damage. Fuck it up.
We need a battle cry, Grunralk. If you're going to spend 3 willpower, we need to hear a battle cry.
Oh god, I didn't think about this one. I didn't know this was gonna come.
Tough.
What's my home forest? Miss Vale? No.
The Shroud.
What is the Shroud? For the Shroud! And I'll just like hamstring it.
Nice.
Flawless.
And I punch the mic.
So that's going to be 2, 3, 4,
I did
5,
punch the
6.
mic, but
That's
still.
going to be 7 total damage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he can roll armor, but yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have armor?
He does.
Yeah, just natural armor.
Oh.
Josh rolled it last time.
Yep. He cancels 1. So you are going to do a total of 6 damage to it, bringing it up to 8. It is now in the range I would call badly wounded.
Jeez, if only I had hit it.
So yeah, the troll is badly wounded. And the Grunralk is done, which goes to initiative 8, which is the troll. Time to roll to see what the troll does.
Time to pay the troll toll.
Troll toll. Oh, we're doing.
Get into this.
It'll be something different than last time, and that's good because sweeping strike would have been brutal with multiple people there. Troll.
It sweeps with the other hand.
Oh, here we go. I love these random monster tables. Troll throw. The troll lifts an adventurer high into the air and throws
Oh,
them
shit.
as though they were a rag doll. Roll
Oh shit!
roll for an attack using 12 base dice and weapon base damage 1, counting as blunt force. If there is a hit, the adventurer targeted lands prone a short distance away. Oh my god. All right, let's see who the lucky
How
one
does it
is.
determine who it's attacking?
Attacking,
Okay.
it's going to be random.
Attacking.
1, 2, 3, Grunrock.
Attacking.
4,
I'm
5, 6,
stupid.
it's Veloz.
The attacking.
Grunrock.
Oh,
Makes the
Grunrock.
most sense.
To be
Grunrock,
fair,
you're getting picked up by the troll. Would you like
Can
to dodge? Attempt to dodge to negate successes on this, or no? It would forego your fast action next round, which would stop you being able to move or stand up. But it's up to you.
I'm gonna attempt to dodge, but I don't know what I roll for that.
I think it's
Okay.
a move.
Let's
I
see.
think.
Dodge is, I think it's a move roll. Yeah, one sec. Go ahead and get a move roll lined up, and I'll read exactly what it says. You throw yourself out of the way of your opponent's attack. This is a reactive action. Dodge results, if you dodge, you result in being prone after the dodge, but you don't care about that because he's trying to pick you up and throw you.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you cannot use a weapon for this. No modifiers. This is just a reactive move roll. So this will forego your fast action next round. And you make a move roll, and every success you get lowers his successes by 1. And if you beat him on successes, even though he's rolling 12 dice, you may not get thrown at all, but you'll still be prone next to him.
If I beat him on successes,
He can roll all ones like us.
But if you get any successes,
Okay.
it'll still reduce the damage of the throw because he'll spend some time like trying to catch you and then not get as much leverage or whatever. So
if he grabs me, I'm gonna be prone anyway.
yeah,
Okay. No successes.
Fuck.
Push it. Can you push dodges?
you can push a dodge if you want.
But I'm gonna take Demaglios.
Or is it going to be Demaglios to strength or Demaglios to agility?
Move
Agility.
is
Agility.
agility. Let go.
3 successes! Holy
Nice.
shit, that's why we push!
All right, here's his
Unpunished,
12d6
except
roll.
maybe if you get thrown.
You avoided it completely. You hit the mud and avoid
I'm
getting
small
grabbed.
and slippery.
You end the round prone, and you've foregone your next fast action, so you'll only get a single action on your turn. However, the troll tries to grab you, and you keep rolling around in the mud and slipping out of his grasp, and then he just slams the sides of the mountain in anger, and that's his entire turn.
Thanks for the practice, Fergello.
You're welcome.
Nice dodging, and then we are from the troll on to our ghost friend.
No, what about our almost ghost friend,
Velas.
Velas?
Who's number 9?
Oh, I skipped you. Yeah, Velas is up first.
She's not a ghost yet.
Hank and I wanted to trade. You didn't let us. You can't just take my turn.
Punishment.
So, quick question. While he's rolling around in the mud
Mhm.
trying to grab Grunrock, is there any way that I can, like, move away and try and, like, slip behind a rock, or, like, move into the dark of the cave and try and, like, hide myself?
You're trying to get hidden so
What
that
are
you
you
can
trying
sneak
to do?
attack it later.
I'm trying to sneak attack. I'm trying to do the thing that I'm good at.
So,
She wants to disengage, I think.
she wants to effectively leave the combat and have it lose track of her so that next turn she can sneak up on it and attack it. Keep in mind that when you sneak up on something, the stealth roll takes a -2 if you want to get within arm's reach, because it's a bigger penalty the closer you want to get. So this turn, you can disengage with it and then go try to stealth. And if you succeed, next turn, you can stealth up on it. And if you succeed on that, you'll get a sneak attack. But you'll be basically foregoing this turn and you need to succeed on this stealth to get away and have it lose track of you, and a harder stealth check to sneak up on it next time. So it's up to you. You're kind of giving up a turn and having to succeed on 2 separate stealth checks, one of which is tough. But it might pay off depending on how big the bonuses are for sneak attacking. So,
or just stab or run away.
I think if I stab and run away, I can't that's not hiding.
right.
Because I'm not.
You'll just move
stealthing
out
away.
of arm's reach.
Didn't you?
So that it
don't,
can't
isn't
melee
your agility at 1 right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be
Your
rolling
stealth is really hobbled.
Yeah, you'll be rolling 2 dice.
3. Rude.
Oh, sorry, 3 dice.
That's still more than most of you. But yeah, I don't think that's enough to be worth it.
More than me for sure.
Damn. If it wasn't a -2 to get back in, I would do it. All of my good rolls are
getting out of melee reach of an enemy requires making a retreat roll, which is a move roll. If you fail, you move, but your enemy gets a free attack against you.
Go, Aimee. Stab it twice.
Well, I'm
Lose your empathy.
Stab it once
Kill it.
at least.
Okay.
Oh,
on its turn, it healed from 8 down to 7, which puts it from badly injured to regular injured. All right. You rolled.
Put it back at badly
Roll
injured.
parry.
It says you rolled parry, but I think those use the same skill.
It's the same.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll just take the result. That's 2 successes.
I hit one of the
and
buttons.
what is the base damage of that? It is 2. Okay. So you're going to stab it for 3 damage, bringing it up from 7 to 10.
Armor?
And
Armor. No armor.
Ooh.
So it goes up from 7 to 10. It is now somewhere in the badly wounded to near death range. I'm not going to full on say it's near death, but it's on the borderline between badly wounded and near death.
Kristen Shank.
I'm gonna stab again.
Okay. You get 2 attacks.
Yeah, she has the dagger skill.
Fucking hell!
Aimee.
That's a brutal roll. I don't think that can get pushed.
I mean, it can.
It can
but...
if you want. Technically, it can. I'm not gonna declare any If you want to push it, you can push it. That's a brutal push, though.
No, I'm not gonna. I can't push that.
Guaranteed 3 willpower. But you're gonna be at 1 strength.
That you don't have 9. I'm not. I'm over here trying to kill Aimee's character, playing devil's advocate.
If you push this roll and ace it with a bunch of successes, you could take the troll down. But that is so risky.
No.
It's not worth it.
Okay.
It's not worth it at all.
So no push. That will conclude Aimee's turn then, and we are on to.
This is a rough start. Josh, I told you I was having a bad day, man.
Well, I'm afraid.
It's getting worse.
Afraid I can't help you. Our ghost friend. He's going to lunge toward the ghost and shout, "Die, foul beast!" And he's going to swing a sword at it.
Come on, Harb.
He gets 1 success.
Armor?
Okay. Couple of funky things.
Funky.
Actually, no, that's going to be negated. Okay. I got to make a special case here because it doesn't account for one monster attacking another. It assumes that all these attacks are going against enemies, like players or whatever. All right. He's going to lunge at the troll, and he hits it successfully and damages it for 2 points of damage, bypassing its armor completely. His ghostly sword just goes through its body and leaves it at 12,
Sweet.
which is firmly in near-death territory. You also see tiny crystals of ice spreading up the troll from the place where the sword went into its body. And that's as much as you know. And then we're back around to the start of a round. So if anybody wants to do initiative swapper, you can. But yeah, Harb seems capable of hurting living things.
I can't believe we bullied this guy.
Yeah, me either. Especially when he has a freaking ice sword. I'm sorry, Harb.
I am so sorry, Harp. Balas and Grunrock are gonna trade.
Yeah,
I believed in him.
you did, and you got
You
it.
did, yeah.
You did it, and we are reaping the benefits of your faith in him.
If nobody's swapping initiative, we're back around to...
No, Grunrock and I are swapping.
Okay.
Grunrock and I are
You
swapping.
two swap, and then it's Ralgar's turn.
All right, fine, whatever. Let's see what happens here. I will use. Okay, so it's a fast movement to get into. What range do I need to be for my staff? Do you
Arm's
know?
reach. And yeah, as you can use
Get
your fast
into-
action to move up to it, and then your slow action to whack it with your staff if you want to. You could just run across the
And I-
clearing and
I'm just gonna run with my staff and the cauldron still on top of it, just like jingy jangling as I charge across
Okay.
here. And I'm just gonna swing full speed at the exactly where the sword went in, and the ice crystals are
Okay.
spreading.
sounds good. Make a what's the skill? Melee? Make a melee roll. And account for the fact
Yep,
that your strength it should do this automatically, but it'll be lower because your strength is damaged, so you may be rolling like 1 or 2 dice, I don't even know.
Alright. Oh yeah, this is gonna be shit. So let's just see what happens.
I mean, I rolled
does
10
my-
just a second ago and got no hits, so you can't be that bad.
Do I add anything for the staff or anything like that?
1 sec, actually. Let's do this right. So, your weapon is a staff, which means it has blunt, hook, and parrying. And blunt gives you a specific type of attack action, which is close combat. It'll be a slash attack. No special modifiers. It only matters if he's trying to dodge. So, yeah. You just roll melee unmodified. It'll be your melee skill plus your strength. Alright. You swing at it and the troll doesn't even notice you there. You're just banging on him and you're like, stupid troll! And the troll is just like, and that'll do it for that turn. And then we're on to Vergello.
Ready a shot as a fast action and then fire at it.
Alright. We got 3 people standing around this thing.
Hey!
That is
It's a success.
A hit.
Can I push it?
Like
I know that it's like a success, but I'm kind of wondering if like I'm trying to do more damage. I don't know if it counts as one of those moments.
you can push it for more damage if you like, yeah. It will be doing 1 damage minus his armor currently.
And I could still get like a 6 on the negative that would remove my success, I imagine.
Oh, if you have a negative die, it could turn this into a miss, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's up to you.
I'm gonna push it.
Okay. It's more likely to go up than down, but it could go down. It goes up.
It went up.
That is 2 successes, and that will do base damage plus 1, which is 2 damage. Vergello's arrow strikes the troll through the cranium, and it falls to the ground, dead.
Nice.
Hooray!
Now that was a combat.
We had a combat.
We had a
and
real
we didn't
fight.
Run away.
We had a real
Why-
fight. It
you
was
just
almost
wait
really
till
bad.
sunlight.
Well, wait till sunlight and he'll go hide in his cave. But yeah, you have slain a monster. Good job, everybody.
No, better.
The troll is
dead.
lying dead on the ground. It is still regenerating, so you may have to go up and kick it a few times or chop off its head or something to.
I will definitely go up and like slit its throat with the dagger. I'm not fucking around.
Nicely done.
I need to.
Yeah, that'll. Harb goes. A fine job, my friends. A fine job. All we need to do now is get in there and secure the treasure.
So,
I'm
if we have time, there is something I would like to do. I think it will help us as we explore the place that I saw earlier.
Can I climb down?
Yep.
And what I want to do
I would like to be down now.
Ralgar, you're doing your
is
ritual.
I want to try. I want to. We'll see if the group says we have time for it. I would like to perform a ritual and make this dead orc work for us.
To be specific, Ralgar is asking for several hours.
I mean, is it a quarter of a day? Like, would we get to
Yes.
do something?
He's asking for
I'm
a quarter
down
day
because I could rest.
to work some magic.
I vote okay so I can rest and get some health back.
I'm
I
fine.
will
I'm fine with that.
also do that.
Josh, do I take a point of damage to strength from falling?
Yeah. Yeah, 1 point of damage to strength.
If we're taking a quarter day, I want to roll wits for an ability, for a talent.
Okay. So
me
this
too.
was morning. We just completed morning. And so Ralgar wants to spend daytime performing a ritual in the valley, and that will make it evening, which is dark during the springtime. So he's basically going to be doing a ritual until sundown while you all do an action of your choice in the valley, and I will tell you if anything happens during that period of time. Is that good with everybody?
Yeah. I have no
Yeah, I
torches,
guess.
though.
All right.
Granted, I don't have any torches for the area ahead, so.
Oh yeah, I'll tell everyone it was pitch dark up those steps.
All right.
All right.
So we are going to the midday portion of the day. And everybody can place yourselves where you want to be. Dahlia's going to climb down to the rest of you.
Aimee, you're not resting?
I'm using an ability to rest. So I'm hanging out in this little corner.
Hmm.
Put yourself
Somewhere.
It's an ability, but it's essentially resting.
All right. Everybody's where they want to be.
I'm basically a soldier. I'm sleeping. I can sleep anytime I have a minute.
Nobody's on keep watch, right?
I'm meditating.
All right. Nobody keeps watch. Fortunately
Yes,
for you,
Dahlia to keep.
nothing is going to come along during the day. You do hear some disconcerting sounds from the troll cave. You hear rattling sounds echoing through the cave and occasional grunts and growls echoing out of the cave. But nothing
Do we
emerges.
have to kill baby trolls?
I'll do it.
Nothing emerges during that time. Grunrock, you sleep uninterrupted. Valas, you rest uninterrupted. Dahlia's going to climb down into the valley during this time to talk to you all and see what's going on. And the two people who are on other, let's start with Ralgar. What do you do? Oh, yeah, you're doing a ritual. Vergello, go ahead and do your die roll.
Yeah.
What about the donkey? What about Sir Archibald Truffles? Is she just leaving him up there?
I ain't got time for that. Yes.
She tied him to the tower. It's okay.
She'll
Okay.
climb down and talk to you and then climb back up, and that'll be her quarter day. She gets a workout on ladders. Vergello
failed.
fails to train something, and Ralgar. So Ralgar tells everybody, I want some time to perform a ritual. And the bulk of the day until sundown, he is doing... Describe what they see, Ralgar.
Oh, that's an interesting question. I begin by quickly rummaging to see if I can find anything on the troll that belonged to the troll itself, a piece of clothing or a trinket or anything that might be there, even just like its clothes.
Hang on.
And
I
then
think the troll is a monster, not a humanoid. You may have to do an orc.
for which purposes?
What are you casting? Maybe message it to me.
You know what I want.
Yeah, one sec.
Does
Does it say humanoid?
humanoid or animal?
Okay, yeah, the troll is neither. You'd have to do an orc.
How many orc bodies are there around us?
Plenty. Like half a dozen.
Yeah. And realistically, do I have time now to see like if there are anything? I'm seeing if there's any items belonging to the dead that I'm attempting to do this with.
Velas did this as well. Everybody can attempt this once at some point. You can search. Oh, you're just looking for a possession. You're not looking for treasure.
No, I'm not looking for treasure.
Yeah, yeah. They're wearing their clothes. They have tools and tents and clothing and things lying all over the place. This place is strewn with possessions.
Cool. In that case, I want to get 2 possessions, and I want to find 2 troll bodies, not troll bodies, orc bodies, and I am going to drag them to a location, carve a circle around them in the ground with my staff, and then I'm going to sit between their bodies with one paw on each of them and just go into a trance. Energy is going to pulse from the ground up through my body, red, bloody, dark energy, and go into these orcs. And I'm going to attempt to raise them both, raise the dead.
All right. Sounds good.
It's going to be fun.
I'm updating
And so
your
since I have
label
an-
on the stream overlay to Wolfkin Necromancer, and you go ahead and roll your dice. So you're
Alright,
casting
so I
this at
gotta
power
make
level
sure to do
2,
this right the first time.
Um,
So it is a rank 2 spell.
mhm.
I want to raise 2 of them, so that's casting at level 2. I have an item belonging to each of them. That's the ingredient.
Yeah. So that
That would.
let's see, ingredients with spell casting, the way they work is they grant +1 to the power level of the spell without you having to increase the dice proportionately. So but it's only going to apply once. So the way this
Okay.
is going to work is you only need to do 1 willpower point and roll 1 die in order to cast this at power level 2. So you only need
Yeah,
to roll
I'm
1
gonna
die, which is a
do-
lower chance of a mishap.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
And
So
this is a level 2. This is a rank 2 spell and you're rank 2. Okay, yeah. So you roll
Yep.
a single die. If it's a 6, you get to add 1 to the power level of the spell, which has various added effects that you can choose. If you roll a 1,
actually, you know what?
You'll
Since
have a
it takes me
miscast.
so long to cast things, I'm gonna use 2 willpower here. So I'm gonna cast this at power 3, which will allow me to raise 2 undead of rank 2.
oh,
And
okay.
for each of them, I'm going to give them the stronger.
You can choose that after you cast, because the power level might
Okay.
go up for free if you roll 6s.
Oh,
So you're
I
going to
see what you're
roll
saying.
2d6
Alright, so I'm
to
gonna
cast this
roll
at power level 2.
2d6.
All right. So all of you see him dragging 2 orc bodies out into a clearing, making a circle of their possessions around the body, and starting to do some creepy chanting. And there's like red energy around him, and you're like, what is happening?
I'm asleep.
Okay.
My eyes are closed and I'm meditating. I'm just
That's a perfectly good roll because it casts as intended and it does not trigger a miscast, so it just happens. So it's going to be at
Yes,
power
and,
level 3, which means 2 targets at power level 2. So what is the added effect that
Yep.
you're doing on them?
Stronger. The strength core increases by 1.
He
each
raises
of
the
them.
bodies of 2 dead orcs. that
And then after they raise, the energy continues pumping into them, and you see their muscles just like bump and swell out,
They're-
all veiny and
they're
shit.
bulking up, and there's red like mist coming out of their eyes and mouths, and they are just stomping through the mud towards him, and we serve. And Grunralk, that is the sound
Nice.
you wake up to.
I'm gonna just grab the scimitar and jump up. Terrible way to wake up.
The two-
How's Harb
Somebody
react
who's-
to all this?
The 2 undead orcs kneel before Ralgar, with just red energy still pouring out of their eyes and mouths.
What's going
Put a
on?
paw. I just turn over straight to Grunrock and I say, silence! And I put a paw on each of the orcs and I say, ooh, stay. And then I just start walking back towards Grunrock.
They both
in the camp.
nod. They stay right where they are, and Ralgar's walking back to the camp. You've all watched this happen now.
You brought orcs?
I raised orcs.
Oh, great. Now the stupid things won't even stay dead.
No, but they will help us fight whatever we find.
If I die, please don't do that to me.
Yeah, you do not have my consent.
You can do it to me.
You'll be dead.
Just use
Any
my
other
hat.
question? Any other questions?
Does anyone have any torches?
I do.
This cave might get dark.
I don't. I lied.
Nope. Okay, well, this cave's gonna be dark. Josh, can we impromptu take, like, some of the wood from the old bonfires
can we
and
make
make
some
a
struggle torches?
torch? Like,
No one has any torches.
no. We're not very good adventurers. All we do is fight trolls.
You people.
To be fair, I didn't think we expected to get this far.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
I will let one person have a D6 torch from rummaging around and makeshifting one together from the materials in the valley. Past that, you're on your own.
Oh, wait, I have D6 torches. I apologize.
You have torches. Okay. So Velas has torches.
I mean, if you want to give me a D8 torches for all the rummaging I've done in my life.
If somebody spends their action for a quarter day rummaging to try to makeshift torches from the
We're all doing
remains
We've
of the
already
orc
spent
camp.
our actions.
I know. I'm saying another quarter
Yeah.
day. So you've got Velas's D6 torches, and then you can spend a quarter day action to rummage a torch from the remains of these orc camps out here. But as of
And
now,
I'll say,
you've got a torch here.
I just want to say, if we want these orcs to help us, we must move now. Otherwise, they will go back to sleep.
Yeah, we should just go ahead and go.
You have the finely manufactured marble archway to your left, and you have the rough troll cave with disconcerting grunts and groans and clanking of metal sounds echoing out of it coming from the right. Those are the only visible directions you can go from here that you have seen.
I vote the archway.
Archway sounds good with me.
Archway.
All right.
I turn to the orcs and I just say, heal.
They stand just behind you, kind of breathing down your neck, and they smell rancid as all get up.
One of them pulls out some bandages.
Oh, that's what I thought for a second too. They start regenerating.
They're right there with you.
Let's do it. Let's go explore.
All right, move yourselves. Who's gonna lead the way here?
The person with the torch?
Well, I can't really sneak and lead the way with a torch.
According
Well,
to
nobody
what
can
happened
really
before our
sneak
last
here.
combat, you couldn't really sneak in the first place.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Do you want to?
can-
You want?
I can lead the
You want to-
way. I can see in the dark.
You can also give your torches to someone else if you want.
Yeah, you can transfer
gonna-
the D6 to somebody else if you want. It's up
Have,
to
have one of the orc boys do it.
That's true.
That's a thought.
Have them lead the way.
Yeah, why not? Let's
Why
let the meat shields go first.
All right,
All right,
so I'll
I
take
point-
the torch and go first.
When the torches run out, I can lead.
Uh-huh.
I point to one of them and I say, "You first."
I'll hand him the torch.
All right.
Do they have any weapons?
I forgot to ask them to rummage around in their old orc fort.
They can pick up rusty old orc weapons from the mud, yeah.
Not my scimitar.
I'm not sure
All right,
what
so
those
one of
weapons
the
are,
orcs,
but I'll
one
let
of the
you know.
orcs is leading the way. I mean, I don't think we should give the torch to the orc. I think we should follow holding the torch. Enough. We're basically using it as a meat shield for traps, right?
Well, I will pass you the torch so
They
that I
have-
can stab with a dagger.
They both pull rusty old orc flails out of the mud and are carrying them just standing there with a
Nice.
flail swinging in front of them like a spiky ball on a chain on a stick.
So
Alright,
Ralgar has the
so-
torch.
Ralgar has
Has
I've
the
got the
flail.
torch.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So it's Orc, Ralgar, and everyone is behind me.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, so.
All right. Before you, just a short distance ahead in the light, you can make out two statues flanking either side of the staircase. One is crumbling like diagonally across the shoulder, and its head has fallen off and shattered on the ground. The other is still intact. It is a tall marble human statue, and it has a... Whoa, there we go. Camera's broke for a minute. It is standing in a stoic pose with its hand over its mouth like this. It's wearing. It's
Anybody
got
have
like.
any idea what that could mean?
Can I roll some lore to see if I know anything about what that could mean?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet. Let's do something I'm bad at.
Let's do
Can't do
something
stuff
you're
I'm good at.
bad at. Let's do something you're bad at.
Is it bad that I did that hoping to trigger something?
Roll. Ha
You
Wow.
recall tales of a temple that guarded the entrance to the Vale of the Dead that was overseen by an order of priests who watched over the dead and saw that they rested peacefully, and that temple was called the Temple of Silence.
Maybe
Whoa.
we just do silent communication from here on.
Do you think? Would I know if this means that we shouldn't talk or that we cannot talk?
What is
All you know
silent
is that there was a temple
communication?
called the Temple of Silence here.
I'm going to take 2 steps into the temple and just be like, "Can you hear me?
Hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me.
I'm gonna just step back and say,
Your voice amplifies and echoes back out of the hallway and comes echoing out into the cavern, or to the chasm behind you. It echoes several times over and is amplified to several times louder than you actually whispered it.
I have the perfect idea.
I got another good idea. Wait. And I'm going to turn and walk back towards it and be like, beware the elf with raven hair.
And it comes echoing
I'll
back
walk
out.
back forward. It only got the last words.
No, I got all of it. I just can't echo a whole sentence myself. Although it did turn into a loud garble as it made its way back out. But the sound is very loud to the point where it actually hurts the ears of the people standing near the entryway. You can
Yeah.
tell that sound could be intense in here,
Yeah.
especially once you're like not standing in the entryway but like deeper in and immersed in this place. Sound could be a real thing.
While we're still outside of here, I am going to harmonize with myself, and I pull out my lyre and I play a song. Just a very brief tune.
Out in the open,
it.
not inside.
Not inside,
Okay.
just enough to where it'll echo and I can harmonize.
Sounds good. But yeah, standing here with the torches, you can clearly see that a staircase opens up before you that goes
Right.
on into the dark.
Grunrock, no screaming. It looks like any noise that we make gets amplified to the point of being physically harmful. And your screams are almost already at physically harmful levels without acoustics helping them.
Just grin really big, like a smile that basically splits my face, and put one long skinny finger
I just do a silent thumbs up.
as a callback to when I scared the hell out of Alas in front of that.
Yeah. You do know how to be quiet.
Ralgar, you're in front holding the torch with the orcs in front of you, and they are just the subtle sounds coming from them and the chains of their flails rattling and their footsteps are being amplified pretty substantially. Still nothing
Tell them to
comparable
stop breathing.
still nothing comparable to the yelling that was just going on. But
This do I also hear the breathing echoing back at all
Yeah.
in the silence?
a little bit.
Ralgar, this might be stupid. I honestly have no idea. But since they're already dead, can you just order them to stop breathing?
I can try. And I turn to them and I say, be quiet.
They're
Now,
they're not breathing
forward.
anymore. It was just pure habit.
Just undead muscle
They're
memory.
substantially quieter now.
That's even more creepy, actually.
Yeah. Well, let's move on while we still got
I
them.
feel like that's
Yep.
clip worthy
Before
right
they
there.
pass out.
All right, so you order them to march forward, and they reach what appears to be an intersection up ahead. So,
We should split up.
you're reaching an intersection. Hold on. From this point forward, you're only talking if you say you're talking. No out of character talk unless it's just games rules related. So I'm gonna reveal a bit here. Let's reveal this. All right. You seem to be approaching an intersection up ahead, and your orcs are going to stop when they reach that intersection. A couple of things. To your right appears to be a marble manufactured hallway leading to a downward staircase deeper into the complex. Shortly before that, right around here, if you see the ping, there is a doorway with no door hanging in it. It's just like a stone door frame that seems to be leading into some other chamber. Off to your left is what appears to be a crack, a natural crack that has formed like a chasm. This is not, to your left is not a manufactured hallway. It is like a crack in the mountain that has formed for one reason or another, that is narrow and jagged, but that you could easily kind of turn sideways and shimmy your way into. And to your right, which you can't really see on the map, about 2/3 of the way up the staircase, it looks like there once was a corridor leading off to the right, and it has caved in and is now blocked off by just a wall of rubble. You can describe your gestures to each other or do them on camera, but no saying words.
A clarification.
Yeah.
Ralgar's up front. Well, not counting the undead. Ralgar's up
The
front.
orcs are standing in the intersection. Ralgar is in front just behind them at the top of the staircase.
I turn
look
around and I beckon everyone forward, and then I point to each in turn and I go.
So
put my hands up in the
he
air, like,
points to
what do you want to do?
staircase, doorway, natural chasm, and collapsed, blocked corridor.
I'm gonna look and point very confidently at the collapsed corridor and be like, start like walking. I'm gonna walk towards the room with no door.
Okay, so you walk past the collapsed corridor towards the doorless room, which is the one in the middle of the hallway up ahead. Okay.
I walk up to my orcs, put my paws on their shoulders, and then point towards Aimee, trying to encourage them to follow her.
They attack.
And then I in turn follow.
Okay.
I do not hear any music.
I just switched it.
I was like, it must just be really faint.
Says Temple of Silence.
Playing some creepy echo ambience here. So, okay, Ralgar, you step off to the side, is that correct? And you let Velas go past, and she is going to lead the way towards the...
Yeah, and I'm still. Do you snatch the torch out of my hand as you go?
I'll grab it out of
Or
your
am I
hand.
still?
Going. Nope. I'll move towards the front and keep going with the torch in my hands.
Just be forewarned, I'm going to wait for a dramatic moment to make you roll for this torch. Velas, you get up into this main hallway and you notice one additional detail before you get to the door, which is that this hallway is thick with some sort of yellowish moss that is growing on both sides of the hallway. It's creeping its way from the floor up and from the ceiling down, and it has a little patterning to it, as though it were deliberately cultivated.
I'm going to stop for just a second and try and kind of like, I don't really have anything. I'm gonna try and like kind of pull my shirt up over my face and bend down and look at it. Can I try and figure out what this would be? Is that like see if I've ever seen this kind of moss before or know what it might be?
This is a hard lore roll. It's a lore roll at a -3.
Well, I can't succeed then. I only have 3 lore.
You could technically succeed. You don't remove the dice. You just have minus.
Oh, I just have the possibility to lose 3. Okay.
Ralgar succeeded because... Wait. Yeah, he didn't get any successes on that. You were technically supposed to modify that with a -3, but based on what you rolled, yeah, okay. Based on what you rolled, you still succeeded. Velas and Ralgar both succeed, despite this being a difficult lore roll. You think that this moss, you're looking around in the torchlight and you see some faint spores in the air, and you think that this is a very delicate moss that, if disturbed by even the slightest vibration, will release spores into the air. These sound effects are not accurate. There we go. I thought I turned off distance screamed.
Chronorok,
No.
what did I say about screaming?
No, we're keeping feet on gravel in deep wind, but I'm turning off the torture screams. I thought I did that already. All right. Anyway. Right. So, you look at the moss, and you think this moss is sensitive and is going to release spores into the air if disturbed. You can already see a few floating in the air, and based on its density, you think that maybe you've already created vibrations that released spores earlier.
Talking.
Or
Definitely.
just from being and walking.
We're being really quiet. Is it all over the floor?
No, but it is thick on the walls and ceiling.
That's why I'm thinking that it's from talking, because if it can't be from, we haven't touched the walls or the ceiling.
You can't talk. You have to signal.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, that was just me thinking out loud. I'm just gonna look at the walls and the ceiling, just kind of. And I'm gonna try and carefully move forward.
All right. You make it to the doorway. And you can see into a chamber. I will describe what you see.
Always mindful for traps, because I don't like stepping into booby traps.
Okay.
They hurt my toes.
All right. The smell of mold and pungent alchemical fluids has left its mark on a marble hall that once must have been beautiful in its simplicity. Up ahead, you see a room with stone tables and stone tubs filling the room. And you see copper chains thick with green mold hanging down from the ceilings, dangling above the vats and tables. The walls appear thick with the yellow mold, and you see one other thing without entering the chamber, which is that there is the skeleton of an orc lying splayed out in the hallway right at the entrance to the room, just in front of your feet.
splayed out like on the ground or up in chains?
On the ground, just laying on the ground in an X shape, all four limbs extended, lying right dead in the middle of the hallway, leading into the room, right at your feet.
Is there? It's just moss on the walls. There's no writing or anything.
You can't see that without going into the room.
Okay. Well, I will carefully, gingerly step over the dead body,
Okay.
trying to avoid any moss. And then, just to put this out there in advance, if there's at any point like moss on the floor and I feel like I can't move forward without kicking it up, I'm not going to keep moving forward.
You don't see moss
'Cause
on the floor, but it is thick on the walls in here. Yeah, you step into the room. And you see a couple of things that you couldn't see from the hallway. One is that two of the tables have very dusty old books with just a thick layer of dust sitting on top of them. One is lying open and just has such a thick layer of dust on it that you can't see anything written, and the other is still closed and is like a big heavy tome. It looks like the one lying open is a diary of some sort. It's like a thinner book with sort of rougher pages, and the other is like a big tome gilded at the edges with like a purplish red cover. Both are thick with dust. You can't read any writing on either of them. So that's the first thing you see. The second thing is that there appears to be some residual acrid, foul-smelling chemical substance in a couple of the vats. You're not sure of its purpose, but it looks like all of the vats each have an old copper chain with a hook dangling above them. And one of the vats has bones in it. The third thing that you notice is that there appears to be a mural all over the walls. You can make out edges of buildings and mountains and people's feet and things, but it's so thick with the yellow mold that you can't really make out what it depicts. And that's everything that you see.
I'm going to move towards one of the books, and I've got like my cloak covering my face, and I'm holding a torch. I'm just going to have to let go of my cloak, and I'm going to reach for one of the pages and try and turn it.
Do you want to go to the diary that's lying open, or do you want to go to the purplish red tome that's lying shut?
I'm going to go to the diary first.
All right. I'm going to share the text of this real quick. Give me one sec. I'm actually just going to copy it and message it to you for now.
No, okay. Wait, in the game chat or Discord chat?
I will send it to you in the game chat.
Okay.
Give me one sec. But everybody else sees her go in there and pause to read a book. What's everyone else doing while she's in there for a minute? Sorry, my computer is just being terrible.
You're good.
I want to turn to my orcs and hold a paw up, kind of thinking that I want them to stay. And I want to go in there with Aimee.
Okay.
And I want to, if I see her going towards one book, I want to go towards the closed book. And I don't want to pick it up yet. I just want to see if I can see anything about it before picking it up and opening it. I want to try to inspect it as thoroughly as I can.
Okay.
I want to stay in the corridor, but I kind of want to be where I can like see into the room a little bit at least.
Is that visible to everybody?
Yeah.
It's because the message was too loud and it broke, and the second half of the message became visible to everybody. Just don't look at it if your name's not Aimee.
Don't look at it. I'm gonna kind of move to this crack and see if I can look further down it.
Sure. The crack. Tremors in the mountain appear to have led to a wide crevice appearing in the left wall of the temple hall. The passage leads upwards, and you can see faint daylight coming from the far end of it. It looks like if you were to follow this, it would lead to some source of light.
I look back at Grunrock because he's kind of keeping an eye on the corridor, and just sort of wave to get his attention because I know he can see in the dark even though the torch isn't out here. And I just, having no idea if he can see me, I wave for just a couple seconds and then I point and then I just I can't see anything you're doing because I imagine it's dark down there. Velas has the torch and she's in that room.
Mm-hmm.
But there
So
is
I'm just
faint
like-
daylight, so this hallway gets dark, but then you see some light coming from beyond, so you can see down at a ways up to where it curves up ahead. So I revealed a little more of it.
So it's like low light. Could he see
It's
anything
very
I did
low
back
light.
to him?
Can he what?
Can I see Grunrock at all?
You can wave back to him and get his attention.
I just mean, am I able to see him? Is the light coming
Oh.
from Velas's torch?
You can
in the
just
other
make out
room
his
making its
outline.
way?
You can't make out his
Okay, I
lips
guess-
or his face, but you can see that he's standing there.
I can see his silhouette.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna just hold up the same.
I'm gonna quietly and very slowly kind of creep into that crack a little bit.
'Kay.
Towards the light.
You start climbing your way through it. It is difficult terrain, so in a combat situation you would need move rolls to not fall over, but if you're taking your time and nothing is pressuring you, you can just sort of hop from rock to rock and slowly make your way up this hallway.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in the room, Velas, you have opened the diary and read this entry.
Mm-hmm.
Ralgar creeps up behind you. I'm assuming the orcs are still standing in the hallway. And Grunrock, what are you doing while this is going on? Are you following...
Standing in the hallway, kind of keeping watch.
Okay.
Mostly looking in the direction of Vergello, but also I want to keep the room that they're in with the books to my right. I don't want to be looking back towards where Vergello is.
Grunrock, make a scouting roll.
All right. There's something to do with seeing in the dark.
And while you're doing that, Velas and Ralgar, Velas, you just read the diary entry, and Ralgar, you just walked up behind her.
It affects stealth, not scouting. Okay.
Ralgar's trying to investigate the book without picking it up.
2 successes.
Nice.
Tome.
The purple book.
The closed book, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see a title or anything like that on it?
On the book, no title,
Yeah.
but there is a sigil on it that you do not recognize, and it has symbols of, it has a skull-like symbol in a circle of bones with flames surrounding it. And if you open it up, you can page through to get an idea of its contents.
All right, I'll open it up.
All right, you open it up. It is very dusty and very old, but you thumb through a few pages and realize that this is definitely a tome detailing methods of embalming and necromantic magic. You quickly get the feeling that this book would be quite valuable to anybody practicing death magic, and reading its contents in their entirety would grant a couple of experience points towards any death magic talent.
I'm scooping that book up and putting it in my holding place.
Backpack. Okay.
Backpack.
Grunralk.
I
You see, you can just faintly make out that that at the bottom of that staircase there's kind of a dark hallway, and you make out a silhouette of a short creature, maybe slightly taller than you, but shorter than a human, clutching a spear and creeping forwards until you can just barely see a tiny bit of light hitting his face. And then it lets out a tiny little high-pitched sound like a... And then it disappears back into the dark. And then you're questioning if you saw it at all. You're like, wait, was that a thing?
I'm gonna try to do the whole dilating pupils
Eyes. Yeah. With the 2 successes on your scouting, you're confident that you saw a tiny humanoid in the pitch black dark. and that you could barely make out its silhouette. You're pretty sure it was holding a spear, and that it went skittering off, and it made a super
Down-
high-pitched, tiny sound that didn't seem to be
Down here?
amplified by the hallway. Yeah, in that direction. Something spotted you and then skittered off into the dark. And it was humanoid. And it made a teeny tiny high-pitched sound. Velas, you were about to say something? Or gesture something? Or whatever?
Oh, I'm also gonna pocket the book, like put it in my backpack to read
The
later.
diary. Okay.
hmm I'm gonna like do so carefully because I'm holding a torch. Didn't think about that.
Okay.
I'll wait until Ralgar is done and then hand him the torch and like put it in my backpack,
Okay.
tie it back around, grab
In
the
your
torch
holding
again,
place.
and then I will move up out of the room. And I'll go to take a step this way, and then I'll turn and look in that direction.
Grunralk is making crazy gestures in your face.
Oh, sorry, I was pinging the map.
He's standing in front of you and going... Oh, I disappeared.
I'm gonna summon the dagger.
You thought the dagger was totally silent, but with the sound amplification in here, you can just faintly make out the tiniest little crackle sound as it forms in your hand.
I'm gonna look at it again.
Vergello, you're making your way up the crevice, and are you going to... You can see the light stronger up ahead. Are you going to continue going or hold back?
I'm gonna continue going.
Okay.
If it's within my ability, the closer I get, I want to start sneaking.
Okay.
Or try and sneak.
All right. You're proceeding sneakily, and I'm going to describe what you see, but everybody else keep in mind you all have no idea of this, okay?
Okay.
Everyone, turn your ears off.
Yeah, turn your ears off. Vergello, you have reached... One sec. There we go. Let's see. Vergello, you are way up high on the edge of a mountain, staring out into a vast, open valley. And it's quite beautiful, and you have a high-up view of the other side of this mountain. And I'm going to give you a brief description of the initial things that you see. You are just glimpsing out into a vast valley. Protected by high mountain walls, a beautiful verdant valley opens before you. Hold on, this music is just all wrong. Okay. A beautiful verdant valley opens before you. A mournful and restrained sense of waiting rests within the exuberance of this place, where the tall cypresses seem to reach for the sky, longing to leave. Aging tombstones rise from the soil where the fog creeps, while larger slabs seal crypts in the sides of the mountain. You see the remains of buildings and overgrown orchards spilling over and out of their enclosures. Here and there, you see semi-transparent humanoid forms, ghosts, moving in silence, while others stand perfectly still with empty stares. In the center of the valley, you see a big-ass giant, and he is kneeling in the middle of the valley and pouting. He's off in the distance going, "Why not right?" And he's just stomping around. You can barely make out what he's saying, but he's like shuffling around, sort of crouched over, occasionally kicking over tombstones in anger, and dragging a big club behind him. He's filthy. He's mostly naked except for a loincloth, and he's dragging a huge, like, tree trunk club behind him. And he seems pissed off or upset about something. So you're just staring down into a massive graveyard valley. And, yeah, what do you do while everything else is going on? We're going to have a little time delay, so whatever you start to do, it'll take a while.
I'll just kind of stand there in awe for a second, and then start making my way back to everyone else.
Okay. Vergillo's making his way downtown, and we're back to Grunrock and Velas having their conversation. Grunrock is going, no, little, that way.
I'm gonna hand the torch to Grout. I always want to say Growlgar.
That's fine.
Ralgar.
I'll accept it.
Ralgar. It's Grunrock and Ralgar. I'm gonna hand it to him. I've got the dagger in my hand. I'm just kind of looking back and forth.
Roll for the torch. Whoever's holding it.
Roll.
Ralgar.
What does he roll?
A D6, and on a 1 or a 2, it goes out.
You click the torches button.
On a 3, 4, 5, or 6, it keeps going until the next roll.
All right, hold on. Let me get back over. I'm juggling so many windows right now.
It's okay.
Welcome to this. I've got
I'm trying to
4
jump
open.
back and forth between cameras and like game screen.
Ah,
Oh shit!
fuck me.
Fuck me.
It flickers
Perfect.
and goes out completely.
Oh, why did I lick it?
Okay, please tell me it goes out when I'm like pointing at the moss.
He's pointing at the moss, and then the torch goes, "Ew," and everything goes totally dark around you.
I'm reaching.
And then you think
I'm
you
re-
hear a faint scraping sound in the dark.
I'm pulling out another torch.
I don't know if we have.
I'm
another one.
maneuvering.
You don't
I'm
have another
maneuvering
torch 'cause your
my
D6
orcs
just went to
between
zero.
me and the noise.
You had a D6, Aimee.
Right.
Same way that water and food work.
That's
Yeah.
that's what just rolled.
Yeah,
That's
we
what-
rolled the
hits the
D6,
spot,
and
it goes away.
the last torch went out.
I thought this was that torch going out. There's
Yeah.
no more
Yeah.
torches.
Yes, there are no more torches.
Not like you had 6 torches. It's just like the food and the water.
Vergello, you're making your way back, but it's darker behind you than it was when you first climbed up this chasm. Everybody else?
Can
Yes.
we see the faint light in the chasm?
You can make out a very faint light coming from the broken chasm, and you can also make out light coming from the base of the staircase in the direction you came. You hear something scraping around in the dark to the southeast of you.
See anything with nocturnal?
Can you see what does Nocturnal do? Let's see.
Says goblins prefer the night and hate daylight, which hurts their eyes. They cannot see in the dark and are thus not affected by darkness at all. It was in that errata that you sent me, though.
Yeah, it got changed in
Hold
the errata. I'm checking it now. I'm scrolling back to the errata. Because they did change how
well-
goblins Nocturnal works. But all of you are standing in the dark right now. You can't see each other. And each of you
Okay.
needs to decide what you want to do.
I got
I
it.
am
It
reaching-
says-
because Ralgar was relatively close to me because I passed him the torch.
It says that they're not affected by darkness at all. In that errata.
From the errata, yeah. It says, can talent for goblins change to nocturnal? Goblins prefer the night, hate daylight, which hurts their eyes. They can see in the dark and are thus not affected by darkness at all. Also, when rolling for stealth in a darker, dimly lit environment, you can spend willpower, which are automatically
Alright.
turned into extra successes.
So Grunral can still see.
Sorry.
Everybody
Dungeon
else
Master.
is stranded.
I mean,
You could see your friend
would I
starting
have
to
an
panic.
Would I have an idea of where Ralgar is? Because I just handed him the
Roughly.
torch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach my hand out in that direction and try and like grab
She's
his
feeling
chest.
for you, and she's feeling in slightly the wrong direction, but you can move towards her if you want.
Ralgar?
Oh, sorry, I was thinking Grunrock. Yes. You feel fur.
I'm gonna like grip it tight and pull it like close to me.
She pulls your hair.
Cheeky.
And, well, with that, there can't help but be like a tiny just
Um,
Dog yelp.
and
I'm a
Yeah.
wolf.
Echo
Wolf.
sound.
I'm gonna try and take a step forward to where I thought Grunrock was and try and pull.
And I
Grunrock.
in turn have reached out to my orcs and am pulling them with me as I'm being told.
Okay. Grunrock, you see all your friends fumbling around desperately.
I'm reaching for like Grunrock's like shoulder.
And a
I'm
moment
gonna
after
reach up
you're
and grab her hand.
okay.
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
Is that a landline?
You grabbed her
Yeah,
hand.
that's my phone. Sorry.
You grab her hand, and now you are all forming a chain. And Grunrock, you are leading the way, and you can see off to the southeast, down in that intersection area, 2, then 3, then 4 sets of eyes looking at you in the darkness, and you can make out vague humanoid forms standing there with spears, and they're all turning to each other, and all of you hear a tiny, high-pitched chittering sound coming from the darkness. Vergello, it's getting very dark, and you're still stumbling over rocks back into the cave, and you're close to the rest of the party now.
I'm thinking, like, was this tunnel this long before?
I'm looking back at it. I'm going to put her hand on my shoulder and then start slowly pushing her backwards, like to get her to let me in front or back up. Like I'm going to put my hands like on her hips and just start pushing her backwards.
You're pushing us further.
No, I'm pushing you back
past
up
you, so that
this
he can lead
way.
the way.
I'm trying to get past you.
Oh,
so that
You get
can
past
follow
them.
me.
They're not going to be able to put up much resistance because they can't see anything.
I'm going to make sure she has...
definitely. I thought he was between us already.
Okay. All right.
I thought he was more here.
It's fine. So, Grunrock, what are you doing?
I'm making sure there's a hand on the shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to start walking back towards the stairway as quietly as I can.
Okay.
I'm also, once I've got like Ralgar close to me, I'm gonna do like a similar thing, and like I feel his body on me, I'm gonna reach up, grab his shoulder, and put an arm on me, and I'm gonna resummon the Phantom Dagger. I can't see shit, but if something hits me, I'm at least gonna try and
Nobody hit
get a
Aimee.
blind-
Jesus.
With my other paws, I'm grabbing undead, rotting horse arms and draping them around my neck like a fluid. Dark.
Grunrock, every time you look past past the party, which has also got bodies in it, you see those sets of eyes in the darkness, and they're very wide, and they're tilting and tipping like you're being examined, and now there's 5 or 6 separate sets of eyes, and they're creeping along in the dark off in the distance, watching the party.
I don't know if there's any way to do this without making noise. I'm gonna try to like see Vergello coming down the hallway.
Yeah.
And like
You all hear
put a
each
hand
other
out to
because of the
stop.
sound amplification. There's
Yeah,
rustling.
I'm gonna try to like put a hand out to stop him.
Vergello, you hear a lot of rustling and shuffling up ahead, and it's pitch black, and you're not sure what happened to the group. And then you feel a hand on you.
Reach up to like grab the hand for a second, but if it's not aggressive or anything, then
I'll just reach further up and like fingertip against his lip.
It's a
put
goblin
his finger in my
hand.
mouth.
You can tell from the
Listen, I know
smell.
you're hot and you're lonely, but goddamn, Bill.
You can tell from the smell this is
How
Grunrock.
does it taste?
It's dirty fingernails.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I've been eating dirt.
given the height and all that stuff, I'd probably just assume
Yeah.
contextually.
All right, Grunrock, you're the only one that can see shit. What are you doing? There's an increasingly large crowd of eyes watching you from the dark, off to the
Is there a
southeast.
number? So we have a little bit of light here, right?
You can faintly make out light at the bottom of the staircase, and you can faintly make out light up the chasm.
Did we determine if... I don't remember if there was moss or mold on the walls here. Were there?
There is some in the
At the
hallway
entrance?
up
No.
to the edge of the staircase and a little ways down it, but once you get
Okay.
like halfway down the staircase, there's not really moss.
There's none. Okay. I'm gonna try to lead the group to the top of the stairs
Uh-huh.
and start to send them down.
Okay. You can feel
Just straight
Grunrock
down the
leading you
stairs.
down the stairs.
I want to stay at the top, but I want to just like guide them to the stairs.
Okay. Yeah. He's sending you
And
down
just
one
let
by
them-
one. Does anybody fight this, or do you all go down?
I imagine I would feel Vergello when we get close to the stairs, and when he stopped moving, I would also stop and just try and kind of lean close to him and get the others to go out in front of me.
All right, Ralgar, you're being ushered ahead by multiple sets of hands in the dark.
I'm going with it. I don't like the dark.
All right, Ralgar and his 2 zombies go down the staircase, and you're now out in the evening, which is getting increasingly dim out in the valley. And Velas and Vergello, what are you doing now?
I'll wait until Vergello goes.
I mean, if I'm being guided down, then I can only
You
follow.
go down. You're outside with
Yeah.
Ralgar. Veloz, do you follow?
I guess when I would feel him walk by, I would take a step in his direction and kind of like keep like feeling for Grunrock and like try and grab his shoulder and walk backwards towards the stairs with him.
Okay.
Make sure
I'm
he's
going-
coming out with us.
I'm gonna turn her around and like push her on the back of the hips towards the stairs. Like go.
Okay. Go. All right, they all go out.
I'm not all the way out if he's not following.
You get that's fine.
She
Just get a
stops
little
halfway down the stairs and looks back into the dark as though she's trying to see you, but she can't. What are you doing?
I'm gonna
There's
turn
now
back.
8 sets of eyes looking at you from the dark.
I'm gonna turn back, make eye contact with the 8 sets of eyes, and go. And just scream into the thing.
Make a
and
might
run
roll.
down the stairs.
Make a might roll. This is a thing. It's a might roll.
Dang.
Push it! Push it! Scream louder with your gut!
Yeah, I'll push it.
All right, push it.
Damn.
Jesus!
You shout and they blink a couple of times, but they're still staring you down. And then you go running.
Yeah, running down the
All right.
stairs.
You go running. With your dark vision, you could see just clouds of dust go out into the hallway from the moss. Clouds of spores getting released, and you hear noisy screeches, high-pitched chittering in a language you don't understand. You think you make out a few curses in the common tongue, and you see all of them go running in the other direction back into the dark. And you're all gathered out in the valley.
What was that about?
Well, while you guys were reading books and you were exploring, some little thing came out of the dark, made eye contact with me, screeched in a language I didn't understand. Nothing happened to the moss. It ran away. When the torch went out, I counted like 10 of them that were following us back to the staircase.
Grunrock, I mean this with no ill intention. Did you breathe in any of that moss?
I took a deep breath to try to scream, yeah.
Did you breathe any in before you think that you saw the thing that you think you saw? Because we were there before the torch went out, and we didn't see anything.
It wasn't there when you were there. I was trying to tell you without talking that it was down the hallway. It looked at me, made a noise, and backed up when it saw that I could see it.
And
You made us run from mice?
I know mice. I eat mice. That is not a mouse.
Whatever they were humanoid and slightly taller than a goblin.
It looked like a short version of you.
And I'm gonna like poke Vergello in the stomach.
How?
Vergello's like, I didn't do shit.
I'm not that kind of crazy.
I didn't say that you were.
Maybe we should just go ahead and make camp and try again in the morning. Maybe we can carve out a few torches from some wood or something.
And I want to turn to my I'll say, there's not much else we can do. And I'll turn to my orcs and say, go in there and fight them.
Okay.
I'm just
they
saying,
each
and I
nod.
say, don't come back until they're all dead.
They clutch their flails and they each one by one go marching up the staircase into the darkness. A few
I hope
minutes
they
pass.
don't make a left turn.
A few minutes pass and you hear a ruckus. Just high-pitched screeches and growls and smashing and thrashing and all kinds of terrible sounds echoing out from the chasm, and then everything falls silent.
Well,
I think they died.
they didn't have long left anyways.
But which ones died?
Well, I would imagine the orcs, since they didn't come back.
Hopefully they took
There.
some of those little things with them.
Do you think that we should camp down here, or should we go
No.
back up to where Dahlia is?
We should at least go back up a step and pull the rope up.
Do you want to make your way back up to the top?
May as well.
I turn to Harb and I say, Harb, what do you think?
Yeah, Harb, you were mysteriously quiet. It's almost like you ceased to exist while we were doing all of that.
Hail, fellow adventurers! You know, you should be careful. I hear there's orcs about in this valley.
I put my hand through him and say I'm a ghost.
Ha! You're one of the spirits of the Vale! Ah! And he goes running off in the other direction. Just
Anyways, let's go
he
ahead and
runs
make
straight
camp.
into the cliff face and just vanishes. Okay, yeah, you can make your way to the top. You'll be a bit tired, but you can head up there and meet with Dahlia. What happened? You don't have to narrate everything, but you can decide how much you want to tell her.
Darkness.
Well, there are monsters in that cave, but I'm the only one that saw them. And that's kind of making me question a few things.
There's a whole majestic valley of ghosts and one really upset giant to the left.
A giant?
I mean, he seemed very fitting of the moniker, so yes, a giant.
I found a pretty cool book. Some of the words are messed up.
Bless you.
Sneeze
Oh
on-
no, she got
all
infected
of
by the
us.
spores.
Don't be crazy, it's all this dust. Ugh. Now I'll pull out the book and start dusting it off.
All right, it is evening, so
It is what?
wait.
Evening.
Morning was
Yeah,
our
you did
initial
this
push, and then day was
waited
when
for
we
day.
were resurrecting the zombies. So if you're
Resting.
resting, it's gonna be night. Yeah, this all happened in the
Yeah, we
evening.
went inside.
Zombies.
All right, nighttime.
I will keep watch since I slept during the day.
I'll make
Don't we have
camp.
to make camp.
We don't have to make camp though, do we? Because of the watchtower.
Yeah.
Does it still take a quarter day to make it?
Nobody
make it?
has to do a make camp roll unless your camp gets disturbed by something because you're using the same camp you did before, and you're in a sheltered valley
Okay.
where nothing's gonna wander across you except things that live here.
So we can
And
just
Harb.
sleep.
Yeah, you sleep. There is a chance of things happening, but good.
Whenever the last of us gets up, we pulled the rope up. I said
Okay.
it whenever we were talking about it, but the rope came up with us.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Sounds good. Three of you sleep. Grenrock, you see nothing as the night passes, and yeah, everybody rests. It is now morning. Anybody who spends a quarter day rummaging around the orc camp can make a unit of torches out of the stuff that's down there.
I have. Okay. I was just looking up in the items thing too, and I think with a knife or axe, you can increase your torches restore stable. I don't know. I don't know if it's like because some of these things tell you how you can craft things and some of them don't. So I
Mhm.
just didn't understand how the gear thing explains it.
Okay.
I just wasn't sure if we could like just carve pieces of wood. It only says one. It's basically doing the same thing you said.
Yeah. For now, let's just say that the orc camp has enough cloth, wood, and charcoal and supplies and things that you can create a torch if you dedicate a quarter day to it. A unit of torches.
Everyone make a torch.
Make a torch!
And everybody roll your
Make a
food
torch.
and water dice. If you're making torches, go into the other category up here.
Food, water. Okay, I'm set. And what do we got to roll for torch? Just a d6?
Yeah.
or- Also, Bill, can I ask what the 10-10-10 symbol was? I didn't get it.
I was just trying to do flashing lights, but Fergella didn't do sign language. He's very
Oh, okay.
vocal.
I was like, 30 seconds? Okay. Like,
Yeah, it was supposed to be confusing of like, Vergello doesn't know how to sign light, so
It is now daytime. Anybody that spent the morning hunting for torches has a d6 of torches now.
okay, so
Was,
1d6 of torches.
All right, we heading back in.
Hell yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Let's try that again.
Before we get close, do we want to venture further in? I mean, it's a pretty long drop to the left. I just game plan. Like, what are we doing while we can talk right now?
So while we're going down, we're trying to get a game plan together.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine with pushing further in, but you guys are going to need to be able to see.
Yeah, I mean, we have 4 torches minimum between all of us. Hopefully that will be enough to get us through this.
Because if it goes out while I'm trying to warn you again, I'm going to panic.
Yeah. Maybe if we're down to our last torch, we leave.
Side note,
Or at
Bill,
least go towards of the light. Yes.
I didn't fully specify this in the heat of the moment, but that chasm that you saw,
Yes.
that you were looking out from, it looks like it would be fairly straightforward to get down into the valley from there, but it would be very difficult to get back up without equipment or somebody helping you up.
Okay. Guys, in the heat of the moment, I didn't say this. Getting down in that chasm, we can definitely do that. Getting back up is going to be the tricky part. We'd either need help or proper equipment.
Something more than the rope.
Probably. I mean, how far is the drop compared to the shelves that we've gone down? Bigger?
It's about equivalent to 2 of them, and there's sort of a jagged, twisty path that requires several hops down that would be difficult to climb back up. If you have like a rope and grappling hook or other proper equipment to do it, you could get back up with move rolls to climb. And if somebody's going ahead of you, they could help you up.
What about an undead giant?
Giants are probably, and I don't quote me on this because I don't know anything about necromancers or undead, but they're probably monsters.
It's possible.
That sounds right.
And you are still hearing moans and groans and rattling sounds from the troll cave.
So, is this temple the Vale of the Dead, or is this? I remember the lore roll saying the temple was like on the path to the Vale of the Dead, and our goal is the Vale of the Dead, right?
I mean, is what I described the Vale of the Dead?
I don't know.
You remember hearing that the Vale of the Dead was guarded by a Temple of Silence.
Yeah.
And here's the map.
Looking at this map that you busted out, we need to go to where I saw. We can climb down, or we can see if there's another way through the Temple of Silence. But looking at this map now, that's absolutely what I was looking at.
I concur.
So what do we want to do? Explore through the temple, or climb down and chance happen to climb back up?
If we go through the temple, I can almost guarantee we're in for a fight.
There was a lot of ghosts, which, even if we assume they aren't a problem, there's also a giant. He looked very upset.
Fight at the end. Or fight through to the end.
Maybe no fight at all with a giant.
Yeah. If we get stuck in the valley, there could be another way out that we don't know yet.
I vote not
I
darkness.
I say the valley.
I'm good with the valley.
I'll watch our 6. Lead the way.
All right.
Who's leading the way, and what are you doing?
I'll lead the way.
Vergello leads the way.
I'm
Yes.
right behind him. Dagger drawn.
Do I need a torch, or is the light coming from
There's
that
enough
crack?
darkness. You can only see light near the entrance at the base of the stairs and at the far end of that tunnel, but there's a lot of steps and crevice to navigate in the dark. That would be very difficult without some light.
Okay,
So you'll need
I'll
a torch
light my torch.
to.
I'm leading the way.
Okay. Vergello leads the way and lights a torch. Vergello, you make your way into the dark chasm. Place yourselves in the marching order, I guess. It's Vergello.
I'm behind Vergello.
Well,
Can we look down the hallway and see if we see any signs of dead orcs?
Hang on. I need to know the order
Rogar
everybody's
pushed
going
past
in.
me. Yeah, how's everyone walking?
I'm behind Vergello, who is leading the way.
Where's Ralgar in the
So
order?
Rogar.
Third. He's just excited. He's eager to know about his orcs.
All right. And Grenralk in the back.
For science sake.
All right. We're making our way up, and Vergello, you reach the intersection with the torch out. You see much of the same things you did yesterday. But to the southeast, down the hallway, you can clearly make out an orc body lying on the staircase in the hallway with like 6 spears sticking out of its back.
Neat.
Worth it.
I move into the crack.
Okay.
I'm following.
All right.
I'm blocking the hall for
Okay.
them to get up.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna pause a second before I continue up behind them. Before we all keep shifting up. Do I see any like dead little bodies that
None.
Grunrock was talking about?
None.
None. I'm gonna look at the dead orc. Just kind of like scratch my head, and then just keep shuffling up behind Vergello.
And I'll say to Valos, I'll say, those spears look pretty real.
He says the, and I just turn around and like cover his mouth.
Yeah, his voice echoes and amplifies through the whole chasm, and you and let's see, Vergello is up in the tunnel pretty far, so the 3 of you are gonna get moss spored. So
Oh, there's no way that like I covered his mouth when he said the. There's no kind of like agility initiative move that I could stop him.
The's enough.
Damn it!
So
I'd say sorry, but I probably shouldn't
I
speak
would say
anymore.
sorry, but I just make it worse.
We're all gonna be seeing a bunch of little dudes with spears now.
Meanwhile, Vergella's just like, wouldn't it be nice if we just like in my head silently enjoying?
Yeah, Vergello's having the time of his lives, and we're all having a terrible trip.
Grunralk, Ralgar, Veloz, you're gonna take 2 damage to agility. Grunralk, you're gonna take 2 damage to agility. Ralgar, you're gonna take 1 damage to agility, and all of you feel your throats constricting as the spores are causing your throats to swell, making it difficult to breathe and making you winded.
It starts gripping around my throat, and I'm just looking at Ralgar, and I'm like instinctively reaching for his throat and just.
It's not gripping your throat; it's like making your throat swell shut.
Oh no, I know. It
Okay.
just it hurts.
Yeah.
I'm just like I've got my mouth on his snout, and I'm
you're
just
in a,
like
you're in a cloud of spores now. Vergello, you look back and you hear Ralgar's voice echoing through the chasm, and you see just a cloud of yellow spores engulfing everybody, and they're all coughing and gagging and grabbing their throats.
I'm gonna
I shake
by
my
the
head.
snout, keep walking forward.
Okay.
I start gently licking her hand.
Good. This is normal.
I hope that your teeth cut your tongue as you try and force them out through a closed snout.
Grunralk, you see 1 or 2 of the humanoids down the hallway at the base of the staircase peeking over the top of the stairs and little spear tips. You now get a better look at them because the party has multiple light sources going and they're not far away from you this time. And so you get a glimpse of them. and they are, well, nasty little scraggly humanoids with milky white eyes, pointy spear tips, and they look very emaciated and have sharp pointy teeth and gaunt faces and scraggly hair, and they're eyeing you from down the hallway. People can make lore rolls to know maybe what you're seeing. Actually, Grunrock is the rear guard. He's the only one that gets a glimpse of this thing. So Grunrock can make a lore roll to maybe know what this is, but you won't be able to communicate anything to anybody anyway. So, Vergello, are you?
I mean, you can
Are
try.
you pressing on?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
still moving forward.
I succeed a lore roll.
All right. Vergello's making his way up the hallway. Velas is making her way up. Not hallway, but the crevice. Ralgar.
See, I know things.
Grunrock. No one else has seen this. No one else knows this. These things are called whiners. And whiners are, with one success, you know that whiners are tiny little tribal humanoids that live in colonies carved into rock. And you know the most well-known thing about them, which is that they are hunted by everyone because their flesh is rumored to have healing properties, and it is said that if you capture one and implant gold or other precious materials under their skin, it will cause those materials to grow. And so these things are hunted for the magical properties of their flesh that cause healing and for valuables to grow inside of them. And because of this, they are paranoid and hostile and reclusive. That's as much as you know. And you can see them forming ranks at the base of that staircase. You see another spear tip pop up and another spear tip pop up. And you hear very high-pitched sounds of chittering, screechy communication between them that you don't understand, but that also doesn't seem to be disturbing the mold. And you are backpedaling down the hallway while this is happening. Vergello, you make it to the far side. You're looking into the valley. The main difference from last evening is the giant is in a slightly different place, but he is still awake and pissed off. And you now see in the morning light that there are vibrant flowers and fruiting trees and berries growing all over the valley that are casting just beautiful colors everywhere.
Can I understand anything that the giant's saying?
He's going, Morm! Morm! And he's looking around and lifting things up while saying Morm over and over.
Morm?
Morm.
Wait! Wait! You shut your mouth!
You're all the way from the spores now, it's fine. Grunralk, you're catching up to the group now.
So we're away from the spores and can talk now?
Yeah. There also seems to be less of the echoey property out here in this natural chasm than there is in the temple itself.
Whiners. Whiners, they're whiners.
Do I
And
know
there
anything about
are
whiners?
lots of them.
Anybody who gets a success on a lore roll knows what he knows. Anybody who gets
Okay.
multiple successes might know more.
I doubt I'd get more than...
They're little humans that live in the mountains, and people hunt them because they want to use their flesh for healing properties or
Ralgar doesn't know
make-
about whiners.
gold inside them. It's really weird, but
Vergello doesn't know
they're
about
aggressive.
Whiners. Nobody knows about
and
whiners
creepy.
but you.
Well, Grunrock, you've sold me. We should just keep moving forward then.
They're behind us.
Yeah, we should not
Hey.
go behind us.
Sound delicious.
Okay.
If you describe them with milky white eyes, don't think they're gonna like the daylight as much.
That's true.
So
I'll give you that.
I've
okay,
put my
I'm
torch out, Josh.
Okay.
Just gonna.
Do I need to roll?
Everybody that lit a torch through there should roll to see if it's if you retain it.
What is our luck with torches, yo?
I'll give Vergello mine.
Thank you.
And you're looking down into the valley. There's wow, all the torches, all the torches.
I didn't light mine.
These ramshackle torches made from the remains of orc tents don't last very long.
It was the good torches too.
You're looking down into this valley, and there are ghosts everywhere. Some of them are milling about. Some of them are screeching angrily and darting from place to place, and some of them are just standing perfectly still, staring off in a direction. You see this giant milling about as though distraught. And now that it is brighter out, you can also make out that this giant, though he has 2 eye sockets, has but 1 eye. And the other is a gaping dark hole. Morm!
Does Morm mean anything
No.
to me? Okay. Yeah, I start making my way down.
You can go down without making any check. Getting back will require a move check to climb.
Yeah.
Does more
We
mean anything to me?
No.
we should figure out where we want to go before we go down.
I don't want to have those whiners coming up behind us. I just want to at least get out in the daylight. Like it's a long, like you said, it's like a sort of a jumping, hopping path going down between rocks. Like we can move a little bit out of the cave and then have a discussion.
Yeah.
Before I start descending, I'm gonna look back. Are they there?
You
The
peer
whiners,
back
are
down.
they in this chasm?
You can hear the echoing sounds of them shuffling around, but you don't see them coming up the chasm behind you now.
Okay, I'll start to follow them down.
All right, we'll say you're halfway down and you can all have a discussion.
Grunnerock is half convinced he's hallucinating.
Okay.
'Cause no one knows what whiners are, but you, and you're the only one who's seen them.
Yeah.
So, this is the valley. This is where the treasure's supposed to be. I'm assuming it's not the friends we made along the way, no offense, Raugar, and maybe there's gold hidden somewhere in here, or actual items. What do we want to do?
Either the house or the cave.
I mean, I can check the house pretty quickly. I might have been able to do it quicker, but suddenly I feel kind of winded from all of these spores.
I think the point is that thing,
And I'll point at the giant.
we need to stay away from that thing. Because we got lucky with the troll. I don't think we can kill that.
Josh, are giants intelligent? Would I know if this thing could be parlayed with in an emergency?
He's speaking what sounds like nonsense to you, but he is forming words, which is more than the troll was able to vocalize. And yes, I think you succeeded on low rolls in the past to know some of the legends of the Vale of the Dead that mentioned a giant guarding the place, and you would know that giants can be spoken to because you've heard legends of giants that could be spoken to. Yeah.
Okay.
Better be careful if you're going that way, says a voice from behind you. You turn around and you see a ghost of a halfling sitting on a rock, smoking a pipe and blowing puffs of smoke up into the air that also look shimmery and ethereal in nature. And the halfling is bloated and blue around the neck, eyes popping slightly out of the sockets.
Are you another former adventurer searching for treasures?
One of you here.
And I'll spit at him.
No adventuring for me. I'm just here to look out for the interests of all you unsuspecting travelers, that's all. Don't want anything bad to happen to you.
Insight check.
Sure.
is you or is you not a motherfucker?
Probably is.
I don't know.
I wouldn't.
I can't roll for shit tonight.
I'd be careful how you deal with Scrome there. He gestures toward the giant, points with his pipe.
Scrome.
God, you know about him! I was looking at my notes, but he was saying stuff that I didn't have. Not that that's how I would react in any way.
Would you know about
Scrome?
this Morm
Hmm.
he's referring to?
Oh, yeah. I know about Morm, all right. Morm's one of the dead who walks around the valley. Little child, friend of Scrome's. He takes a liking to some of the dead here. Not to my kind, no. Sure
Why
has
is that?
favoritism. Because he's a simpleton and he doesn't appreciate good conversation.
Because halflings are stupid and useless.
Excuse me,
So-
Goblin?
You heard me.
Grunrock, let's not make enemies with undead if we can avoid it.
Spits on the ground.
Well,
Why does he look so upset that he can't
Grunrock!
find Morm?
I don't know where Morm is. The two of them are friends, and Morm is always around, but he seems to have lost him as of late. Seems to be looking for him. I'll give you one piece of
Where-
advice and one piece only, and listen very carefully. Scrome may be tall, and he may be a simpleton, but above all else, he's a coward. And if you want to put him in his place, you walk up to him, and you insult him, and you put him down, and you show him you're not scared of him. And then he'll do whatever you tell him.
Wow.
Is that
That's very useless advice from a man who looks like he was strangled to death. Grome was the good of the two giants. He helped Viridia defeat Scream.
And he's a sheepish little coward. All you gotta do is talk down to him like you're his boss, like you're his superior, and he'll do whatever you say. But
can I insight check that?
Sure.
Do we even need to?
Prove it.
you detect no deception.
Okay.
I'm just trying to look out for you.
Oh, well, tell us your name, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, sure. The name's Lamo. And he takes another
Lame-o.
of his pipe. And he's like, I'm just trying to keep any more adventurers from getting crushed under his club. You don't want to fool around with him. And
Well,
if he thinks you're weak, and if he thinks you'll bow to what he wants, he'll smush you right where he stands. Right where you stand. He'll smash you right into the dirt. Trust me, whole lot of the ghosts in this here valley got dead that way. Just look out for
speaking
yourselves.
of the ghosts, are any of the ghosts down there going to attack us on sight?
Can't say. Can only speak for myself. I've got no interest in harming the living.
Yeah,
But there's all sorts down there. There's madmen, there's warriors, there's grave robbers, there's small children, there's adventurers, there's travelers, there's sightseers. You might encounter any sort wandering through this valley, and they've been a bit restless of late. So I'd just watch your backs.
Josh, do I see any ghosts that look like me down there?
Look like you in what sense? Elves?
Elves with dark hair
That look a lot like you.
that look a lot like me.
Well, elves don't make ghosts.
Right,
because-
she had a green heartstone instead of a red
Yeah,
heartstone.
elves are immortal, and if their heartstones are destroyed, then they're just gone forever. So they're
Okay,
either
so no
living,
Viridian
or they're
ghosts.
a rock, or they're gone forever. There are no elf ghosts.
Okay.
There are half-elf ghosts.
They're half elf ghosts. Yeah, right, because we're immortal. Okay. Well, if our goal is to parlay, I'm just gonna like turn and shift away from the halfling, who's just noise at this
I'm
point.
just gonna be glaring at him.
If our goal is to parlay with the giant, and it truly is Scrome, I mean, I might be the best person to talk to him. I know I'm not super persuasive. Vergello, I would definitely rather have you with me, but I mean, Scrome worked with Viridia before.
I, if anything, like the idea of just trying to sneak past him to the house.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can certainly try that
Since
first.
you mentioned the house specifically, I'll give you a tiny bit more detail on the house, which is that it is. It looks partially collapsed, like a section of the roof was crushed by something, but is still mostly intact. And it's a little cottage that has like a garden around it at the top of the staircase there in the side of the valley. And it looks like a newer structure than anything else in the valley. It's like a wooden house and it's still somewhat intact, so it's not going to be as old as a lot of this old decaying stonework and stuff, but it's hard to tell more than that from a distance.
Yeah, I say we try and sneak that way, but if it comes to it, I mean, I can try and say that I am a descendant of Viridia or that I'm a reincarnation of Viridia. You know, any of those are options. Marigal seems to think that I look enough like her to mean something to him.
I'm afraid of putting you on the spot to try and manipulate someone.
Trust me, it's not exactly my first choice. Stealthing is definitely preferred, but it is a fallback plan before we start swinging swords and daggers.
We could offer to help.
That was
He
my thought.
might need help finding his little buddy.
That was my thought, is we could offer our assistance in finding
Grome.
Morm.
He's Grome.
Let's go
let's try
ahead.
and sneak first.
Yeah, head down, try and sneak first.
Okay. So you can get to the bottom of the valley relatively concealed because this is all set back in kind of a narrow chasm and it's concealed from the giant's field of view. So you can all get to ground level without making any stealth checks. If anybody wants to sneak from here to another place, then say so and you can make a stealth check.
I say so.
We're all trying to stealth over there, so.
Yes. I wish that.
If even
Bill,
one of us fails,
Wait.
like,
Before we do
someone who only has 1 agility.
Bill, is there a way that you can heal mine and his agility before we do this?
I will spend.
I mean,
Grunrock, are you fine with your agility being down by 1?
I'm good, man.
You guys are down by 2?
Yes.
I'll spend.
I'm just down by 1, but I
You're
only
just
have
down
2
by 1?
agility base. I'm down to 1 agility.
I'll spend a willpower, which will be 2, and I'll pick both y'all and pick agility, so you'll recover 1.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Much better.
All right. We're all on ground level at the base of the chasm here.
Josh, I'm gonna real quick. I'll just spend my last willpower and pick Aimee and Hank and recover their agility.
Okay.
But I have no willpower, so if anything happens, I can't do anything.
Heal 1.
I haven't failed enough. Yeah, heal
Okay.
1 agility.
I haven't failed enough.
I have a. I wish that I could give you some. I'm sitting at 6. I'm going to start stealthing first.
Okay.
I'm going to push that roll
All right. Velas begins leading the way across the valley, and a ghost turns to look at you and says, "Are you a Rust brother? I think you're a Rust brother." You look at her, and it's a woman with rope burns around her neck and tattered black robes, and she's dressed like you've heard stories of the Raven sisters, the enemies of the Rust brothers. You're one of them, aren't you? Aren't you?
Why would you think? What are you talking? Why would I?
Look at you sneaking around working your dark business. There's a Rust brother in the valley. And at this,
She's not a Rust
the
brother.
giant goes, and he turns and looks in your direction. And he goes, "Outsiders? No!"
I'm here to help. I'm here to help you. I heard you yelling for your a ghost friend Scrome, and I am here to help. Or you were looking for Morm. Scrome, you were looking for Morm, and I'm here to help.
You know about Mom. He starts boom, boom, thundering towards you, and the ghost actually looks back in fear and then goes running off. And
I do. I know a great deal about Morm, or I know a bit. I heard that you were looking for him, Scrome, and I came when I heard your cries. You seemed so very upset. I want to help you.
his shadow is approaching you, and he goes, "Where's my Crumhorn?"
Crumhorn?
What's a
I would-
crumhorn?
I would be glad to help you find it, Scrome.
Make a
Come on,
manipulate roll to calm him down. He's being impulsive.
Don't you recognize me?
Huh?
Don't you recognize me at all? Can I push it?
You can push it.
Oh, I need to take 2 more damage to my agility. Sorry, hold up. Push.
No, you're just some elf that doesn't belong here. And he takes another step towards you and starts dragging his club up out of the mud. And he is like
still just
twice
standing
as
there.
tall as the troll.
I'm just still looking at him. Come on, Scrome! Look at me! You know me!
Who are you?
I'm a descendant of Viridia! My mother helped you defeat Scream! Look at me!
Huh?
She said that I looked enough like you that look at
You get
me!
to reattempt your manipulation roll with 3 extra dice.
Jesus Christ.
One time.
One time.
No push.
2. I'm gonna use Path of the Killer,
Okay.
and I'm gonna expend a willpower.
You don't look like Viridia. She's been gone for a long time.
I'm gonna look at him, and just as he's looking really close at me, I'm using Path of the Killer level 3 to hypnotize and say, turn and look for Morm in the cave. Go and look for him in the cave. You'll find him in the cave.
Mom's not
Go
in the cave.
look for
Look for him there.
Look for him.
He goes stomping off to the north, and he's going, "He's not there. Look for him there. He's not there. Look for him there." There's a circle of ghosts looking at you.
Aw. Poor guy.
I'm gonna turn and look at the circle of ghosts. I'm looking for the raven bitch, and I'm gonna flip her off, and I'm gonna take off running towards my friends.
Back towards your friends.
Yes.
All right. Everybody's gathered in a little chasm, and you've got a window of time while the giant is wandering off to the north.
I say we make a break for the house.
Make a break for the house.
You all make a break for the house.
Time to run.
All right.
In In that, like, for just very briefly, I would say, Velas, it was a great try. I think from now on, I'll just do the manipulating. I totally respect it. It worked out, kinda, and then just let's like run.
Just following behind him, like, fuck all these motherfucking gods that are just getting in my goddamn way today.
All right, you make your way towards the cottage over there. A robust but simple wooden building has been erected on the rock foundation of an older building. It looks newer than the temple and in a different style, but it is aged, leaky, and dilapidated. A large section of the roof is caved in, and groans, moans, and occasional munching sounds can be heard from within. The door is hanging slightly crooked on its hinges.
Can I peer? Can I attempt another stealth to like glance inside?
Yeah, you can stealth up to the house.
At this point, I've
Can
rolled
she?
26 dice and rolled no sixes, but 6 ones.
Yeah, that's really bad.
I'm about to understand why Killian rage quits. Can I push
You
it?
can push it. There's definitely a consequence for failure, so you can push it.
Yep, I failed.
No
I
successes. All right, you're sneaking up
I
to the
just
house.
walked into the house.
No, you sneak up to the house and you take a couple of steps on the stone stairs, and then you step on the first wooden stair, and it goes, and it is held on only by a single nail, so it creaks and lifts and then smacks back down, making a substantial noise. At this point, the giant is up at the cave entrance at the north end of the valley, and you can actually hear him pushing a huge stone door open up there. So you hear loud scraping stone sounds coming from the north end of the valley. You can't see him anymore, but he's opening a big stone door in that direction. You hear, you make that sound. Your stealth is failed, and you, at once, the sounds inside go silent. And then you hear a little bit of shuffling. And you're holding very still, and you see the door creaking open, and you see a very large bloated figure on the other side, like a human, about 6.5 feet tall, but almost spherically round with fat, wearing a white chef's hat and a white apron stained with blood, and he has extra limbs sticking out of his massive body, and one of his eyes is like popped out and dangling from his face, and he is holding a big rusty meat cleaver. And
Is he alive or a ghost?
He's
he
dead.
is
He's undead.
he's not a ghost. He appears solid. And
Wait, Josh, corporeal?
he's corporeal. And and he sees you, and he immediately snarls and points his meat cleaver at you and says, "Who are you?"
Who am I?
Why are you trespassing?
Unintentional trespassing. I am looking for someone named Morm. I'm trying to help Scrome.
Come here, let me snack on ya. And he takes a step forward into the door frame, which is like buckling under his weight, and he starts pushing the door frame open, and it's causing the whole house to creak and crack.
Time to back up.
I'm gonna take a step back and summon the dagger. Be like, so sorry. Not here to fight. Here to find a friend of a friend.
I have my staff out at this point.
You can go back inside and continue eating whatever the
know
fuck
exactly.
it is you're eating, or I can kill you and you can continue doing it as a ghost, I guess, I would recommend you go inside.
You realize that he doesn't fit through the door frame, and he butts into it a couple of times, and then he starts looking around and starts.
I'm afraid he's gonna
He
break
starts
the door.
hacking. He starts hacking at the door frame with his meat cleaver, and he's just idly talking to you while hacking his way out. And it seems like he would be pretty slow moving, and it'll take him a while to get through the door frame. But while he's doing it, he's going chop chop with his big meat cleaver, and
Never mind.
splinters are flying off.
Dagger back in my arm.
And he's going. You trespass on my property, and you don't even offer anything for me, and you expect me to help you. No, I'm gonna snack on you. You look delicious. As soon as I get out of this place. And he's just hacking
You
away
might
at the
be
door
able
frame.
to fit through the door better if you hacked away at some of your own flesh.
Who
Actually, that's
said
true.
that? And he's
That was me.
leaning his head out the doorway, but he can't fit his body, and he's looking around. And he's like, you got a smart tongue on you. It'll go good in a stew. And he goes back to hacking splinters off of the doorway.
We'll just leave. I'm just leaving. I'm turning around and walking away.
How dare you?
And,
This is an insult. This is an insult.
I'm gonna move. I'm looking for some kind of cover to hide behind.
Sure. Well, he can't get out of his doorway, so if you go around the corner of
No,
his
no,
house...
not from him. I want to be out of sight of Scrome.
Sure. Okay.
When this hypnotism
There's
breaks.
rocks nearby. There's also a vegetable garden behind the house that's concealed from the valley around it.
Is there any way to look inside the house at a window or something? I don't know if
Go
there's...
around another side of the house and peek in.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll go with Vergello.
Thank you.
I'll keep
Hey,
my
cool,
eye.
I'm alone.
Yeah, you can go around the back side of the house. He moves so slow that even though this guy's massive and carrying a giant oversized meat cleaver and looks like some sort of mutant, he can't quickly get from the front of his house to the back of his house. So if you go around back there and wipe some scum off of a window, you can peer inside.
I do that.
Okay.
I also want to look.
Sure.
What vegetables is he growing?
Steal his food.
I don't think he's growing any. He's not getting out of the house.
Yeah, clearly vegetables are not the snack he's been munching.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe vegetarians.
Yeah, vegans taste funny.
You creep around the back.
That's clowns.
And, I'll get you an answer on the vegetable garden in a moment. But
I'm gonna riot.
what are you writing? What?
I said vegans taste funny. He said that's clowns.
Just a stupid joke that caught him
But,
off guard.
But
Okay, you peer inside. You see the back of this guy. He's covered in stitching and he just has all kinds of extra limbs and is horribly mutated from the back. Inside the house, you see cooking equipment all over the place. You see baking ovens, griddles, and you also see some very old, dusty tables that look like they have high-quality charcoal drawings on old parchment on them, but it's difficult to make out the contents of the drawings from this distance, partially because you're far away staring through a grimy window, and partially because there's rubble from the collapsed roof lying on top of them. But it looks like this was once a well-furnished house. There's picture frames on the walls that are covered in grime. There appears to be art supplies around the house and lots of cooking equipment, but the place is trashed and all the furniture is pushed up against the walls to make room out in the main central area for him to maneuver around. And there is blood and half-eaten bodies all over the floor.
What if we, broke a window, distracted him on this side, went in and snagged the high-quality charcoal drawings?
He's still trying to hack his way out the front door, so it might be easier to sneak in a back door. Because there is a back door, and the whole house is so crooked that none of the latches actually matter. All the doors are just sitting crooked in their frames.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open the
This
back
guy
door.
looks like he could
Try
crush
that.
you or chop you in half with this meat cleaver, so you don't want to get in arm's reach. But if you sneak in or move quickly, from seeing him attempt to maneuver and fail, it seems like he would have a hard time getting to you.
If only there were a continued distraction at the front.
Is that a volunteer, Ralgar?
Continue distraction.
I'm gonna snack on every single
Yep.
one of you. What are you, a little puppy person?
As you know what? As Veloz goes to, I don't know. I don't know if she was going or not, but
Yeah.
I gesture for her and I move around the front.
Okay.
And I pull out my lyre, and I just start irritating the hell out of him, insulting him like in song, insulting him. I actually want to use my sharp tongue thing to try and insult him and break his wits.
Okay.
Was it wits? No, empathy.
Break his empathy.
If he had empathy.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. Go ahead and make that roll.
I want to
while,
try to sneak in the back door.
okay. You go ahead and make a
I don't know
stealth.
if I
You can have a +2 on your stealth roll because of the distraction.
I will try.
He is breaking through the front door frame. Wow. That's 3. Is that empathy damage?
Yes.
How much?
When I roll manipulate someone, I roll more X than I need to win the opposed roll.
Right. It's
I can
insight
inflict 1
against
point
your-
of damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it something that I could declare to push now? Because I would want the distraction to work.
He got 1 success. You beat him by 2, which will deal 2 empathy damage. You can decide now if you want to push.
Yes, I want to push.
Alright.
I need to remove 1 skill die
Actually,
and
hold on.
3.
I'm supposed to tell you if pushing will do anything additional, and he only has 2 empathy. So I think I can tell you that this works without pushing.
Okay.
This is going to break his empathy without a
Okay.
push.
Or yeah,
so you
then-
don't
then-
need
yeah,
a push.
then I
I think I'm
won't
supposed to
push.
tell you whether or not a push would result in additional success or not before you roll it, so you don't need to. Veloz and Grunralk, you've both successfully snuck into the house. This giant guy breaks out of the front door. He takes 1 or 2 steps across his porch and falls over. And as he's struggling to get to his feet and breaking down under the annoying and taunting sounds of your music, he breaks down weeping. He just sits on his front step with his legs dangling down in front of him. You see that he has like 4 arms, 2 where they should be, and then another one coming out of his belly kind of diagonally, and another one coming out of the back of his neck. And he drops his meat cleaver to the ground, and he is going to collapse crying and say, "Why do I even endure this terrible existence? Why can't you just kill me? I want to be like them." And he points out into the valley at all the ghosts. "Why can't I just be like them? Why did you do this to me, Zygofer? Why?" And while that's happening, Grunralk,
This shit's getting thick.
Grunralk and Veloz have gotten into the back of the house, and you are looking at drawings, right?
I imagine this place reeks.
Oh, it smells real bad. There's blood all over the floor. It's real nasty.
I want to look for anything of value, along with Veloz, who is a master at that, and try to secure those drawings as well.
Okay. Yeah. So, let me check here. You can see drawings on the walls, and if you just wipe the soot off of them, you can see what's on them, and there are also many charcoal sketches. You see the following images. You see a sketch of the valley and a semicircle of ghosts standing like an audience while a husband and wife of elven kin are standing in well-dressed clothes, giving them some sort of speech while all of the dead are watching them, and they have hands out held and are speaking before the dead, and the husband and wife have an arm around one another's waist. That's one of the images you see. You see another that is Scrome the giant kneeling on the ground with his palm outheld, and you see a calm looking Zygofer, the same guy that you saw on that coin, but a younger, handsomer version of him, standing like this on the giant's palm as though speaking to him at eye level while the giant is holding him on his palm. And you also see a sketch of the husband and wife and a little boy, a family of 3, frolicking through the valley together with looks of joy on their faces. Those are the 3 images you've found. So one is the husband and wife, where the husband is Zygofer and the wife is a beautiful woman speaking to the dead. The second is Zygofer standing on the palm of Scrome talking to him, and the third is Zygofer, his wife, and their little boy.
Wonder who the little boy is.
Probably more. Actually, probably Zertorm.
Back in the front, this guy is weeping, and he is gesturing towards you. And he's saying, "Can't you just come kill me? Please."
He's gesturing towards me.
Yeah. Just stop playing that terrible racket and kill me.
Look, we wouldn't have had to have gone this route if you hadn't have been so aggressive to start with. Maybe you can just tell us who you are?
He is saying, if I tell you, will you kill me?
If by the end of this conversation you still wish to die, I will make it happen.
He wipes the tears off of his face, and it just leaves a huge blood smear right across from one side to the other. My name is Harama. I am the cook. I prepare food for Zygofer and his family. Or at least I did. Before he did this to me. Here, look at me! And all 4 of his arms stick out in different directions.
Why did he do this to you?
I'm just an experiment to him. I was just nearby. And look at me now. I can't even die.
Have you tried negotiating with the giant to crush you, or does that not work either?
He won't. He just feeds me. Thinks I should live. But why would I live? What's left of me now? What can I do? Nothing but eat.
I'm at a loss.
Can Grunrock and I hear this from the other room?
Yeah, you're hearing this conversation from a distance while you're quietly sifting through things in the room.
I want to pick up his scythe. Not his scythe, his cleaver.
Okay. It's on. He
'Cause
dropped it
I'm
on
there
his way
too.
out the door.
He called me.
Oh, yeah.
He called me a puppy person.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna like be ready to bring it down on his head.
I'm going to shift in from the other room,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try and sneak in and kill him.
But wait, before you do walk up, like I kind of just hold my hand up for a second, but make it look like I
He
am sort of
he
gesturing
looks
to him.
sideways and
That's why I'm waiting.
he makes eye contact
I'm
with
waiting.
Ralgar, and he just says, "Make it fast." And thank you. You'll find your reward buried in the garden in the 3rd row. Just make it quick.
Yeah, I nod.
I'll go into and just try and like get him from the back.
Spend all those willpower points you've been accumulating and just give him the biggest sneak attack of your life. Or his life, really.
Does Ralgar bring down the meat cleaver on his head since he's facing you?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. Go ahead and hold on. Make a melee roll, and if you get a success, you'll successfully kill him. If you don't, you're gonna maim him, and he's gonna be in pain, and Velas is gonna have to finish him off.
Oh god.
boy.
Does
Let's
the
see how
cleaver give
this
any
goes.
bonuses? It's gear. It should give a gear bonus.
He's gonna get a +2 because this counts as a sneak attack, even though it's not a sneak attack. So add 2 extra skill dice to your melee roll.
Is there any way I can like?
Just push it.
Hey.
Push it.
No,
Oh yeah, I gotta push this because I really want to. I gotta help him out here. We're gonna push that. Oh god, how do I push?
You just hit
Just
the push
click
button, or
push.
you can click it again.
Oh, the push button doesn't work. I'm just gonna roll
You
the
push
dice.
it, and a little
Honestly,
window
just-
pops
yeah,
up
just hit-
asking you to confirm.
Just hit the 3 on the 3 white, 2 red.
You bring down the cleaver, and it goes into a fatty portion of his shoulder, and does not kill him. Actually, no,
okay.
it goes into
Before
his
he
head,
can-
but it doesn't kill him because his head is so big and malformed. He starts just crying out, and it starts reaching for you in a rage, like he's gonna smash you into little bits. Velas?
My dagger's already in his
All
head.
right. Go ahead.
Do you want me to roll for it?
Yeah, roll a melee attack.
Okay.
This counts
is
as a
he
sneak
considered
attack.
a monster?
And yes, he's a monster. So +2 for sneak attack, +1 for monster.
So, Phantom Dagger.
He now has the meat
Plus
cleaver
two
just sticking out of the side of his face, and he's starting to rampage. And Velas comes
Oh,
back,
jeez.
comes out behind him, and does it properly, as she has done several times before, and takes him down with the phantom dagger. He collapses to the ground, and just lets out a final. And a moment later, you see a blue ghostly form of a pretty sharp-looking butler type, like a well-dressed guy in a chef's hat, stand up out of the body, and he looks around at all of you and he says, "At last, thank you. I cannot thank you enough."
Well,
Yeah.
I look at him and I say, sorry I missed. Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
It's quite all right. I'm finally at peace. Please.
Sorry about the whole musical insult thing.
It's all right, friend. You've nothing to apologize for. Nothing at all.
do you know where Morm is? Or who Morm is?
I believe Morm is the name of one of the ghosts in the valley, a young child. Likes to run about and play with Scrome. He's been here for centuries.
Well, out of curiosity, it's not one of Zygofer's children, right? I know there was
Children.
Zygofer, and
Zygofer has but one child, and he is the young Zertorm. So headstrong, so vivacious.
Zygofer has 2 children. He and Matia had 2 children.
Did they now? Well, that must have been after they left the valley, then. I only know of Zertorm. Or perhaps he had a child in secret. I've spent many years by his side, as his helper and cook, and, I know him to have but one child. Little Zertorm, how I miss him. Have you heard tale of him? Do you know of Zertorm as well?
Well, Zygofer is either still alive or Zortorm has become his father.
Become him in what sense?
Times are particularly confusing.
I mean, face decaying, trying to get a dragon to kill people, putting bounties on the head of random explorers just trying to talk,
How terrible.
holding an angel captive.
He must have turned to his father's ways.
I mean, in all honesty, the way you're physical form looked, and you said it was an experiment, I only got, flashbacks of Velas's description of whoever was on the back of that little drake.
Do we still have the coin?
Mm-hmm. You have a coin at
And-
least.
The coin is definitely of Zygerfer.
He points to it and he says, "That's Zygofer right there. Look at that. His face minted on currency. I suppose he's done well for himself. How sad for the world. You know, he was a good
Yeah, you
man
can tell.
once, perhaps a bit ambitious. And his wife was so lovely. When he started to turn, she just couldn't stop him. She couldn't help him.
Why did he turn?
Greed, ambition. I think he truly loved her, but she had a gift. She could speak to the dead, and she had a special rapport with them, and she could call them forth, and she had a language of her own. She could sing songs to them to put them at peace. And she brought him here to teach him her ways. He had his eyes set on ruling this whole realm, on bringing it to a peaceful, prosperous future. And his wife brought him here so that he could speak with the dead and befriend them and learn their ancient ways and gain wisdom from them and knowledge. But all he wanted to do was exploit them, to gain power from them, to raise them to serve him. And he started to twist her skills and her secrets to his own uses. And I became his personal experiment. He started to try rituals on me, and he turned me into that thing, that horrible thing. And I've been here for over 300 years.
You said she would sing.
Yes. The dead respond very strongly to music. You know, Scrome used to play his horn for them. It would keep them all at peace. They would dance about all through the night. And then they would rest, just like the living do, during the day. And though it was tedious at times, his music seemed to have a calming effect on them. Then I believe those whiners that live in the caves over there stole his horn. He's been upset about it ever since, and the dead have become increasingly restless, some of them aggressive. I secretly hoped one of them would kill me, but they never would. Scrome would not allow it.
I wonder if that puts us in trouble with the giant.
Yeah, maybe. Just don't tell him that we ghosted you.
I also have a quick question. I was working under the knowledge that the halls of the dead had been flooded.
Well, they were
But-
once. You know, these mountains are filled with elaborate contraptions built by the very priesthood that carved the tunnel into the mountain in the first place, and they built a mechanism by which all of those chambers could be flooded, and they were. The priesthood, they flooded the temple to drive Zygofer out of the valley. To stop his
Right.
hideous experiments, he was forced to flee. And it wasn't until years later, after I'd been trapped here, that the valley was drained out by the whiners. They're savvy tunnelers and miners, you know.
Interesting. Where did you say that our reward, the treasure, was? Third grave?
Third row in the garden.
I will show you.
Grave?
It's not much,
Please.
but it was my most prized possession
Anything
in
is
life.
more than we have.
It's a small enchanted trinket that I used in my profession, and I hid it away so that treasure hunters would never come across it and try to take it from me. I'll show you. Here. And he leads you back into the garden. And he goes to the third row back, and he walks over, and he's going to point at the ground. Say, dig right here.
big
I
shovelly
will.
goblin hands.
Tick, tick, tick. Oh yeah.
I got a dog. and
Ralgar's
big
doing
juggly-
this. Our mud
Yeah, I
professionals
was
run
thinking of
around.
digging. I was like, why am I ticking?
Who's the one digging? We're going with Ralgar.
Ralgar.
He did the
So,
gesture.
did I find anything other than the drawings?
That was it. Drawings and
Okay,
blood and kitchen cooking implements.
And the drawings are like on the walls.
One or two of them are on the walls, and then one of them was the. They're all charcoal sketches, but some of them are framed on the walls and some of them are on the tables.
I want to try to like either smash the frame and take them out, or just cut them free. I want to take the drawings with
Okay,
me, all three
sure.
of them.
You've got them.
And
You're rolling them up
is
while
there,
everybody's
like-
outside.
is there a knife that looks like it could be like a belt knife?
You can find a regular knife, yeah.
Okay, I want to take that
Okay.
too.
Ralgar, you dig, and you pull out a milky white stone about yay large. It looks kind of like a goose egg, except it's clearly stone because you can see some banding in it. It's some sort of like milky white colored polished stone that's been polished to look like an egg. And it's some sort of like semi-precious white stone. And he says, that's my soup stone. No, don't lick it. What are you doing?
Soup.
Doesn't look like some soup.
He says, if you place that, if you put that into a soup or stew while you're cooking, it will make it far more delicious, and it will make anyone dining upon it far more amenable to you.
Drugs.
It was enchanted
I
by
like it.
Zygofer in the early days, and we used it to get through many diplomatic meetings quite effectively. It has a powerful effect on the mind.
I like to cook.
So you can write down that you have Harama's soup stone. It's like a shiny egg rock.
I like to cook.
Take
and
it. I want to give it
also
to.
like
I want to give it to
manipulate.
Bill.
Yeah, Vergello likes to cook and manipulate people. Yeah,
What's it called again?
Harama's soup stone. And yeah, if you cook using this, any soup or stew, and then you serve it to someone and they eat it, they will temporarily become much more susceptible to manipulate rolls. You'll get a +3 on manipulation rolls with anyone that has dined on that food within a quarter day.
I wish items had like a proper description box.
And with that,
Harama,
yeah, go ahead.
before you leave, do you think you could find more?
Perhaps.
Could you find him for us? Then send him over here so that I don't get killed by Scrome?
There's more, and then there's also going to
If I see him,
the whiners.
I will tell him to seek you out.
Thank you.
He says, blessings of the gods upon you. Thank you. Thank you for helping me this day. I'm going to go rest for a while. And
Enjoy your rest.
he lays down just on the floor on his back porch, and his body just wisps away into mist. And
His ghost body
his
or
ghost body. Not his body. His ghost self. And this will conclude the session. I'm going to do experience in a minute.
Yo, I feel bad.
That shit was depressing.
that did not go in the direction I was expecting it to, and I was like, oh, well, dang.
You taunted him, and he's just like, "I just want to die," and you're like, "Uh-huh."
Well, now you've got beef with a tribe of whiners that you attacked with zombies. So.
I mean, we already had beef with those short stacks.
Mhm.
So can I? I'll ask you between sessions what the might roll is for. I'm just curious.
Oh, it was.
That was to
screaming might
intimidate
roll.
them.
You can make a might roll in the sound chamber, and if you your successes can stun people nearby.
Cool.
Yeah, there's a roll to resist it and stuff. But yeah, if you yell loud enough to make a might roll, you can temporarily stun people and have them like skip a turn.
Dang,
From
I wish I had
from
hit
the
that. That'd
magnitude
been
of
funny.
the sound. All right, XP, and then we will wrap it up. Did you participate in the game session? If so, did you travel through at least one hex you did not visit before? No. Did you discover a new adventure site? No, we got that last time. Did you defeat one or more monsters? Yes. Troll. Did you find a treasure worth a gold or more? Yep. A soup stone.
A soup stone.
And some books. Collectively, that stuff
yeah,
is
and-
definitely worth at least a gold. Build a function on your stronghold? No. Activate your pride? I don't think anybody did. Suffer from your dark secret?
Oh, I could have used it. Oh, well.
Dark
I could have
secret,
used my pride on the
Dark
guy too, but I
secret.
guess I didn't need it.
Dark secret. No dark secrets this time, I don't think.
Suffered from my past. Just kidding.
No
Maybe.
dark secrets. Did you risk your life for another player character?
Hank kind of did. Grunrock got between me and the.
I would give
troll.
it to Grunrock just for multiple instances of the troll and for like
He kept being,
putting himself
yeah,
between.
he kept being
Yeah.
in between the party and the threat, and stayed
Mhm.
and guided you out of the dark instead of abandoning you and all that stuff. I'll give it to Grunrock. He had several moments of bravery this session where he was putting himself
Yeah.
directly in harm's way. And then extraordinary action of some kind.
I was gonna originally nominate Hank for his 7 damage on the troll.
Yeah,
pretty
but
sick.
killing a monster already gives an XP. I don't want to double reward good combat rolls necessarily.
And I'd been banking it for a big hit. It just felt like the right time to do it.
Yeah.
I think it was
holding
absolutely the right
willpower.
time.
I would nominate Vergello for. I mean, his ability to break Harama's empathy gave us a lot of
Yeah.
insight to
That was a good one.
I don't know if I want XP for abusing the fat guy.
I think
Too bad.
I think empathy breaking the guy to get him to break down and ask for death was good, and it was a good time to use it, and it had a better effect than almost anything you could have come up with. I'll give it to Vergello for that. That's probably it. I think there were a couple times that if die rolls had gone differently, people would have gotten it. Like with Velas trying to bluff the giant, and
It was also it
Ralgar's
was pretty
necromancy
extraordinary.
shenanigans could have
Can
panned
we-
out differently.
Can we
but-
talk about like 60 something dice and
I was
no
gonna say
sixes?
it was pretty extraordinary how much Aimee failed.
Yeah.
Like-
I counted it up and sent it to Hank in a message. It was 51 dice, 13 ones,
That is
sixes.
absurd.
and no successes.
Yeah, that's a record. That's better than anything Joe ever pulled off. All right, so that's it for our
No one tell
XP.
him.
Is everybody good for playing 2 weeks from today, which would be April the 19th?
I think so.
All right.
I think so.
We will
I have nothing on the calendar,
All right.
so I'll say yes.
We will play again on April the 19th. I will make a post if that changes for any reason. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll get videos posted for this session, the previous one, soon. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. Please like us, subscribe, follow us on Twitch so that we can get to 50 followers and actually post a proper schedule. And until next time.
Come back and watch us kill some hillbillies.
Ew.